Welcome to Doomsong. Good friends being gooier guys. Hey, y'all, we're doing something different on this one. We are playing Doomsong.
Adam, can you show the book?
What that song do?
What that song do?
Which is...
This is the jacket.
Yeah, show the jacket. The jacket.
we have just finished our chat water where we made our characters, and let me tell y'all,
Backwoods.
they are awful. Doomsong is a grim, dark.
Roleplay Macabre.
Oh, that's a better way to say it.
Yes.
I read the book and I said squalor punk.
Yes.
This is
yeah, absolutely.
Shit punk.
not quite shit.
Squalor.
There's so many different forms of
punk.
bog punk.
It's bog punk.
But there's so many different. You can be part of the bog, or you can be part of the sewers, or
the church.
or the church.
It's intense,
Toil
and I love it. We are so grateful to the wonderful folks over at Caesar Inc. for sponsoring this one shot. They were very, very kind enough to send us not only the game book, but also a pack of their character sheets, which also come with guild pages, which are so beautiful.
Good paper.
It's good paper.
Good paper.
We also have some incredible of these cards, which talk about all our actions. And something else that's really amazing, we are so thrilled to be joined by a wonderful guest today. For the wonderful folks at home who may not know you, can you introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do?
Hello, my name is Des. I am part of the group Theater of the Unaligned, and we make silly skits, animations, and a little podcast of our own. And I love all things nerdy and TTRPG and D&D, so I'm really glad to be here.
We're so happy to have you, Des. Thank you so much for joining us. If you get a chance, please, and you're a patron, you can actually, this is going to be available at the free tier over on Patreon. So we're going to make the character creation process open for everyone to see. Also, we had the wonderful folks, the rest of the cast from Theater of the Unaligned, who were here earlier, and they came and hang out with us while we did character creation. Super fun. I'm excited for these weird little weirdos. So I'm going to take this opportunity to jump in some very quick announcements before we jump into our show. We are going to acknowledge tonight that we are streaming from the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish, Stolo, Semiahmoo, Kwantlen, Tsawwassen, and Musqueam First Nations, while we are playing tonight in the world of Panem. We are honored to live, work, and ultimately play on these lands tonight. If you love Blackwater D&D as much as we do, you can head on over to find all of Campaign 2 and all of our stuff over on the Blackwater D&D YouTube page. Campaign 2 episodes release on Fridays at noon, with our podcast episodes from the previous week dropping on Mondays. And you can type !YouTube in the chat to find all of the links there. I want to give a big thank you to our TechWater team of Chantel and Benji in the booth tonight. Oh! We also have the incredible Eric Johnson in the studio. Woo! Some very brief programming updates. Episode 100 dropped on the podcast. So we're all caught up. And Jess, can you tell the wonderful folks at home about Patreon?
Absolutely. Patreon is a place where you can go and support us and get access to a ton of extra cool content. Every time we film one of these episodes, afterwards, we also film a chat water, which is a show where we spend about half an hour debriefing what happened in the episode, talking about our theories of what's going to happen next, talking about so much more. This episode is a little bit different, actually. We recorded it beforehand for our character creation. But in general, there's one free chat water a month if you subscribe to our Patreon at the free tier. And if you want them all, you can subscribe at the Knucklebone tier or above. There's a ton of other great stuff on there. You get early access to content, exclusive content, talkbacks, all sorts of cool stuff. Type !Patreon in the chat to learn more. You can also connect your Discord and join our Patreon's only Discord channel, which is where a ton of great yapping happens. Back to you, Anne.
Thanks so much. And speaking of all the cool things over on Patreon, it's now my favorite time to talk about Godkiller. Godkiller Balance features the core cast of myself as God, the Universe, and All Around, with Yanis, who is taking the evening off, and Gina as my Godkillers. And we have a stunning crew of guests, including Christian Navarro, Tim Carlson, Anjali Bhamani, Christian Carlson, Cody Heath, Luis Carrazzo, Brendan Lee Mulligan, Matt Mercer, and Abria Iyengar. We are thrilled to have this show sponsored by the wonderful folks over at Hero Forge and Moonbeam, so thank you for making the show possible. Episode 15, Imbibing, has dropped, with Rake and Ever back in Hood, taking part in some scary substances so they can find Nephthisiket and carry on with their conflict towards the Matron of Vengeance. Our very next episode is part of a two-part finale. Finale 1, Confronting, drops this Friday. June 27th at noon PST. The finales are long. You've noticed that the episodes are clocking in around 3 hours, and if you're listening to them, that means that you've joined us through the whole series so far. So congratulations. If last episode was any indication, we are rewarding your patience because the yearning is intense. So buckle up. It's great. We're dropping more teasers along the way over on Patreon, so come join us there as well for our second journey through the cradle. And speaking of podcasts, we are well on our way through the gastronomy experience of Sin Eater Absolution. Absolution stars Jess as our Sin Eater Caradog. I feel like Caradog would fit in well in this.
Caradog absolutely is like of the cloth of this fucked up little world.
Yes, I love it so much. With Adam as the journal and digesting the sins of the Evagrius family. So the Kickstarter for Sin Eater, I believe, is within its last couple days. So it is funded and they're hitting stretch goals. So please head on over. You can type !Sin Eater in the chat to find all of the links to head on over. Go back this game if you haven't already. It's stunning, created by our wonderful friend Annika Sela. We are thrilled to have this podcast sponsored by the folks over at Hero Forge and Hunters Entertainment as the official Sin Eater podcast. So you're gonna want to sink your teeth into this campaign. It's very, very good. Our Talkback show, Just Desserts, drops on Thursdays on Patreon, the week after the episode at the Knucklebone tier and above. And our most recent episode was episode 4, Envy, which dropped last Friday. With the next one, which is our next episode, Adam?
You've just had a meal with Livor Verde and Envy, and our next sin will be Sloth.
Yeah.
Ooh, exciting.
Sloth.
We hope you've brought your appetite.
Is that what
friend.
sloth sounds like?
Is that what sloth sounds like? I don't know.
John Leg
So
with
actually,
jam on.
I insisted at the top of the episode that Jess and I both do that accent the entire time.
You're
It's
in for a treat.
unlistenable.
You mean it's unlistenable.
It's unlistenable.
So thank you so much for joining us on Sin Eater. We have had so much fun with this series, and we can't wait to drop the rest of the episodes. And that's it. So grab your pitchforks, grab your holy texts, and grab your best friends because you're going to need them. The world is scary and hard. Whether you're new with us tonight or you've been with us for ages, thank you so much for your support. It's through community that we can make amazing things happen. We love you immensely. And thank you so much for hanging out with us and our weird medieval little guys at our table. We hope you feel super, super welcome here. Chantel, play the Doomsong!
They were murdered. All right, welcome. We are going to dive right into it with our newest guild recruits. You all have found your way to the Red Masons Guild. You are new recruits. You have yet to sign your contracts as you meet the guild master, Hulwyn Plemons. It'll all be on here, don't worry. I've written it in my crappy writing all on here, so you all will get this. As you know, that the Red Masons Guild is in the town of North Cumbris. The town is home to several other guilds, including, which you've recently picked up in your short time at the guild hall, the rival guild of the Gold Cape Guild.
Gold Cape Guild.
As you all kind of gather in the kind of main area, you see there's some ale that's been set out as Hulwyn kind of lays it out for you, kind of looking you all over. All right. Well, welcome to the Red Masons Guild. We're, of course, witchfinders. Kind of narrows his eyes at all of you. And we get paid by the church, the ecclesiarch, to bring them witch fingers. If you bring a full set, it's extra gold. So each witch finger is worth 1 gold, and if you bring a full set, we get 15 gold. So, we've heard rumors of a river witch nearby, and we're going to send you out. See if you can pass muster. So, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I need you to sign the contract. And he hands you the contract, and you all have to sign your name.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On the guild
So
sheet.
who walks up first?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
well,
describe yourself.
absolutely. So quite enthusiastically, a gentleman walks up who looks like he's in his like late 60s, maybe early 70s.
Which is very old for North Cumbris. There is not a lot of people that old.
He's wearing a new, fashionably fitted gambeson. It has like embroidery of little flames up the sides. He's got his long gray hair tied back in a ponytail, just like really well coiffed sideburns and a little soul patch. He takes off his darkened spectacles and says, "Yeah, let me sign my name, Spence Jimmy Quills."
Spence Jimmy Quills?
Jimmy Quills is my nickname. Everyone calls me Jimmy Quills, but my legal name is Spence.
I'll call you Spence.
Jimmy Quills, please. Spence was my father. I'm gonna sign it as Jimmy Quills. I think that's. I'm gonna.
Wait, are you the Jimmy Quills?
I am, Jimmy. You may have read my poetry. It's quite well known a few years ago.
Yes, it was the talk of all North Cumbris.
Well, I've put down my pen and have hefted up this spear. Yeah. And Jimmy Quills is here to get a river witch.
Good. Sign the contract.
I have a question, because we put all our hands up earlier, and I felt pretty left out. But everyone, raise your hands if you're literate. Raise your hands if you can swim. Yeah, which is gonna come more and more. It's gonna become fucking river witch, idiots! Books!
Did you put your hand?
Yeah, I'm a swimmer, dude.
All
I'm
right.
a swimmer trade.
Sign the contract.
Fucking loser? No, I'm sitting in the back. Adam talking.
You could use a contract, friend.
Everyone will need to sign the contract before you head out. To be clear, you'll be tracking down a Fennig witch. Of course, the Fennig are the river folk, as they're sometimes called. And they've been spotted along the Bilges River.
Bilges.
Yes, it runs just outside of North Cumbris. Just outside the walls. What's your name? Say your name and describe yourself.
It's part of the ritual. You see in full plate armor, holding a rusty
Swimmer.
Sinker, more
I
like.
can swim. A rusty pitchfork, hair matted and twisted with mud and twigs. You see their like exposed forearms, inked black almost to the elbow. Long, gross nails, like snaggletooth, with a very prominent brand of a broken wheel burnt into the back of their hand. You see Scrunt Dudley, who signs with an X because they don't know how to read.
Did you say your name? Scrunt Dudley?
My name is Scrunt Dudley.
That was the name of a witch burn just the other day. Funny coincidence, that.
Ah, it is. You got any fingers from him?
Oh no, he had all his fingers.
He's
Wasted. What a waste.
dark things out in the woods, my friends. You gotta have fingers with you.
Yes, I like you.
Sign. Also, Scrunt stinks.
I think, yeah,
So bad.
I would take,
Smells
like,
of like BO and like.
2 steps backward.
Y'all ever just like put a garbage bag outside in the hot sun? is that
Literal hot garbage.
Garbage.
You didn't write your name.
I don't know how to write.
Do you want me to put it?
No, you can't sign for me.
I don't see why not.
You're writing quite well, considering you have so few fingers.
You learn to work with that.
What is your name? Describe yourself. Recruits these days. He yells at
Describe
one of the other guild members, and they all kind of. It's on the door.
No one can describe themselves anymore.
You see a very shy and racked woman.
Racked?
Racked?
Is that a trait that you have?
Racked?
Oh, racked. Okay, I think we've all misunderstood. Like rack and ruin, like WRA.
Not like all bricked up.
She can be bricked up, but she is racked.
Also
He was
racked.
racked with.
Yeah.
And she's very inconspicuously missing 7 fingers.
Inconspicuously.
Conspicuous.
Which ones are which ones?
She only has these 3, so she can hold a pen.
That's convenient.
Nice.
Full nub on the other hand.
Nothing.
Got nothing.
Nothing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Just nothing. Still hand, just no fingies.
It happens. It's quite common here.
They thought I was a witch, but I'm not. Tee.
Good. Because we'd find you, and you wouldn't be worth very much.
But yeah, how much is it per finger?
1 gold. But if you get a full set, that's 15.
And my name is Honora Elvenlocke, but I just go by Elvenlocke.
Elvenlocke.
Great.
Or Locke. Or Lockie. Or Loxy.
Okay. Great.
You hear a scraping sound. And you look in the direction of this like mesophonic nails on a chalkboard sound, and there's a giant war hammer being dragged behind what can only be described as what it would look like if Sarah Michelle Gellar played Chucky, but wearing full chainmail.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that would be what Sarah
Rusty.
Michelle Gellar would
you
wear.
can tell
Chucky,
you
full
can
chainmail.
tell that at some point she was hot as fuck. But at this point, she's been stitched together so many different ways and her skin is so calcified, you can barely tell what's going on under the surface. She drags the warhammer up and kind of says, signs her name and goes,
What's your name?
I'm Pemon.
Excellent.
It's not my real name. It's not.
You have to sign your real name on the contract.
My real name is a number. My
Pemon.
daddy
Poor
called me
Pemon.
number 5.
I regret that I said anything. Just sign it.
Should I put Pemon or number 5?
Put Pemon number 5.
That's not.
A little bit of Pemon in my life.
I will write Pemon and then in braces 5.
Yes, good,
The number.
good. It's fine. I can't read. It doesn't matter.
Pemon.
That's a good man.
5. Did you know you can't be charged twice for the same crime?
I don't think that's true.
No, it is.
Scrunt Dudley was charged for the same crime at least 6 times.
If the crime is being a witch, it's different.
Oh, yes.
But all other crimes, single indemnity only.
Ah, it's good to know, Pemon.
I think at this point you hear the door kick open
Ah,
to the Red Masons Guild, and I imagine inside that they probably have kind of like a game area where you can just go and put game down, and you see
there's a drying rack.
Yes, you see quite an attractive woman walk in. She's in full lamellar armor. It looks very expensive. It looks like it's been custom made for her. She has these wonderful kind of pauldrons with like leather, kind of like leather bracers and guards with gloves. She's in greaves. She looks like this is too much. She's too much for this place. She comes in holding, looks like some pelts of some kind, like rabbits or like foxes and stuff like that. She puts them up on the racks to dry. She grabs a beer from the bar. She sculls it backward, and she walks over and she goes, "Hilwyn, what have you got for me today?"
Well, you're going to find a Fennec witch.
Alone, or are you?
No, the new recruits.
And she looks around, like I think there is a bit of a like frustration that she has to work with other people, and she goes, "Fine, I'm happy to do that. You know I am, Hilwyn. Should I just sign the contract again?"
Yes.
And
describe yourself. Sorry, you already did, but yeah, it's fine.
Hilwyn, we've known each other for ages.
Yes, I know. It's a bad habit I have.
I thought his name was Holwyn.
I'm losing respect for Hilwyn now. He's being talked down to by
What's your name again, lad?
It's Holwyn, but it's fine.
If you were to describe yourself using only adjectives without the letter E, what would you choose?
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Jimmy Quills.
Jimmy Quills, wonderful to meet you. I'm Honora Volkritch.
Honora Volkritch.
And you would have
There's
known
witch in her name.
the
I know. I was suspicious of that as well.
It's actually Volkritch, but people get that mistaken. And you would have heard that the Volkritches run another guild, probably one of the more famous hunting guilds in a city not too far by. But yeah, so Honora,
East Cumbrous.
Gross.
Honora Volkritch signs her name on the contract.
Excellent. Well, as you know, and you will soon find out, Purvis, our quartermaster, will provide you access to the armory and the other inventory that we have here. Of course, we have a few odds and ends you may take with you for your journey, and our steady supply of swords, maps, local maps, half helms, hardtack. Of course, the red cloak. You have to wear the red cloak. It's part of the uniform. So grab a red cloak on your way out, and scrolls and charcoal. Write anything down you may need to.
Would this be a new dawn? Out of interest.
Sorry?
Would this be a new dawn?
Yeah, it's definitely a new dawn.
Yeah, myself.
Purvis can tell you what else we've gathered from the last few outings. I will say, though, before you go, there is a family that tipped us off. They reported some missing fishing hooks. And, of course, Fennigs love to steal, but they hate thieves.
Oh, no.
So right now, that seems to be our best lead. In fact, it's what I've based this whole thing on. I think... I don't know for sure that it's a Fennec witch, but I'm missing fishing hooks. I don't know what else it could be.
Well, it's funny you mention that. I've heard a fable about missing fish hooks, and as a studied historian, having made our characters, Jimmy Quills is not a particularly useful man except in the ways of words. So I have fabled foe, which means you may spend downtime to recall a fable of a creature you've recently encountered, heard discussed. Flip a doom coin.
Flip it.
Flip that
It's our
Doom
first
coin.
flip
Give
of
it
the
to
Doom
me.
coin. Oh
We'll
my
do the-
goodness.
we'll do my one because there's a skull on it.
What? No. Well, then I'll use my own Doom coin. I come with my own skull. On a crest, you remember a story with one useful piece of information. And if it's not the crest, if it's the skull, then I get bad information. It's bad. On a skull, you remember the creature's name or another common fact about it. The story you recount is fanciful nonsense. This is nevertheless a good opportunity for the GM or player to come up with something fitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take it away,
So
buddy.
the thing you have to remember about Fennec witches is that it's true. They love to steal and they hate thieves, which means they can only steal when no one's watching, including themselves. So they'll only steal at the pure darkness of a new moon, which means it being a full moon, we have a good chance of catching them without anything else being stolen.
That's a lovely story.
They also hate natterjacks.
I could have mentioned that too.
Yeah, so make sure you grab a
As a
clay.
person who's both the avowed and occultist trait, I know all of this is bullshit, correct? The occultist trait specifically is like, you understand witches.
Yeah, you know this is bullshit. But they hate natterjacks, little frogs, little toads. There's definitely some along the Bilges River, so take a clay pot with you.
Done and done.
He sends you over to Purvis, the quartermaster. Purvis looks up from his ledger. Hello. Welcome. As Holwyn relayed to you, the steady supply. Don't forget a red cloak. I also have.
Honora is putting on her red cloak begrudgingly. It is not with her color scheme. So.
Right. And I also have a, let's see here, a wood shield, a hatchet, 2 short spears, 3 flasks of ale, 2 flasks of wine, an iron ring, a small bag of iron shavings, a silver penknife, an oily rag,
Yeah.
Say more.
a dented breastplate, some bloody padded armor, and a mason's trowel. Does any of that interest you? I'll give you the list.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take the iron ring and all those shavings
I'll
Please.
take the mason's trowel.
and this clay pot.
Can we spend some time doing some stuff?
Yes, you can take some time before you head out. I will also say, if you happen to find a couple of red cloaks went out just the other day and they haven't returned, and they took quite a nice halberd, personal favorite. If you happen to find a finely crafted bronze halberd, I lent it to Divus, and he has not returned, so bring it back if you find it. You can use it. Bring it back.
Question for you.
Yes.
Question. Do you care about Divus?
Well, no, not really.
So you don't care what state Divus is in after we complete that task?
He's almost assuredly dead. It's been 3 days.
So you'd prefer the halberd over Divus?
Yeah.
I mean, if Divus is alive, you can bring it back.
If it comes down to it, is there one you'd rather save?
The halberd.
The halberd.
Good to know.
What was your last name again?
Volkritch.
Which one? Volkritch.
Certainly not a witch. Not at all.
I need to go outside with this trowel.
Are you a mason?
No.
Are you a witch?
I believe the guild house has a privy. You don't have to go digging in the dirt.
I was.
That's cool.
You were digging in the dirt?
I'm
Was
gonna...
a witch, I believe.
Just before you go, he goes, just so you know, Divus was headed over to the overgrown rabbit farmer's shack.
Question.
Should be on the map.
The overgrown rabbit
the
farmer's
farmer's
Shack, yes.
Question.
Yes, Pemon.
Are the rabbits overgrown or the farmer?
The shack is overgrown. I think the farmer's dead, and the rabbits just run loose.
It's an ambiguous name for the shack.
He,
Overgrown.
he wasn't a farmer of note.
He could have been a farmer of overgrown rabbits.
Well, that would be something.
I
Keep
will-
your wits about you.
I'll begin a task, which I then must finish, as is my vow.
This is your toil.
I'm gonna get out in the dirt. I'm gonna grub it all up. I'm gonna dig a hole. I'm gonna plant the trowel in the hole, and then I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm gonna pull out half a rat corpse. And I drop it in the hole, and I'm gonna cover it up, push it all together, and then I'll come back, and my bag is making a very slight muffled screaming sound.
Problems with your bag, Scrunt?
I think I'm ready to go.
Right.
I gave it your name. You
Wonderful.
can see the bag kind of pulling towards you.
So, yes.
Before we pull out,
Absolutely, got a little bit
Jimmy
of downtime.
Quills would love to just head over to the library, poke around.
It's got 3 books.
Incredible. I grab one of them. And we'll find out more about that later.
I think I would take a moment around the guild just to like do the rounds because I am a sociable person and it is my job to kind of put forth my family's name. I would kind of go around the room and talk to any of the like local hunters.
There's some, there's the officers, there's the 3 officers there if you have the guild sheet. There's the officers and the...
Aldred, Dora, and Corian.
Yeah.
I think I would go to
Corian has an extra arm.
the barber surgeon. Interesting.
Yeah, Corian is taking apart that meat that you brought in.
If we find fingers, he can
All 3
put them
hands.
back on.
I would go to.
Love that.
I think I would go over to Aldred. I think something I like about Aldred is that he, like me, is quarrelsome.
Can I see the
So
nasty little freaks?
you can't see the nasty little freaks. So I go over to Aldred.
You're blocking the light. Move.
No,
What do you want?
I was wondering if you'd heard any more about this Fennig witch. Of course, I'd like to bring back the prize.
I don't know. I think Holwyn's just got it in his mind that it's some Fennig witch just because the fisher folk got stolen from.
Has he been going a little?
Well, he's just a little antsy because we haven't brought in a witch finger in a month.
That's a shame.
Yeah, well, anyways. We missed out on that Scrunt witch.
Oh, the burning that just took place the other day.
Yeah, that was the gold capes.
How much do you not like the gold capes? Because if that's a problem, I mean, I could get some members of the Volkritch hunters to go after them if you wanted.
We can't, no, you can't publicly do that.
Oh,
But if they were to suffer a terrible accident in one of their outings...
well, then it just depends on how much coin you're willing to put up for it.
Oh, gosh. I just told you we haven't brought in a witch finger in a month.
Well, come back to me when you have some coin and we can talk.
God. You are a precocious recruit.
Thank you. My parents always said I was quite precocious. And I kind of make my turn and leave.
Okay.
I would like to talk to Corian. Was it Corian? Is Corian the,
Corian
the
is
barber,
3 feet, yeah.
barber surgeon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just cutting up the meat.
Corian? Are you Corian?
Hello.
Which hand does he wave?
It's the middle hand.
That's what I felt.
It comes out right from his ribs.
Cool. Can you do me a favor?
I don't know. What do you need?
2 of my skin quadrants are beginning to come apart. I need you to stitch them back together.
All right, well, you've come to the right surgeon. Here, let me clear the table. Just slides me to one.
Gross.
She turns around and pulls the chainmail apart, and there's just like a sort of diagonal slash of
I think there's a surgery thing.
2 very
The cards.
different colors
Yes,
of
there
skin that
is.
have been stitched
There
together.
is a surgery card.
This can go wrong.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Is this a heal or is this surgery?
I think it's a surgery.
This is surgery.
Surgery.
Wow.
That is a special action.
It's a special action.
Okay.
And while you're at it,
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
if you see it, the
All right.
yes,
Okay.
okay. Can you look for while you're in there? Could you rummage around a little bit and see if I misplaced a jar of leeches? Could you look
Of course.
inside?
Do you need something to bite down on?
Never.
I don't want to say you're my favorite patient, but you're my favorite patient.
I was also Daddy's favorite patient.
I didn't like that part.
I gotta go. I gotta
go. All right, so I'm going to perform the surgery. The difficulty is 5.
How do skill checks work in this game?
Yeah,
So,
great.
that's a great question. So, typically you're using a D6, and you can add, if you have a trait that is helpful, you get a +1. If a trait that you're trying to use is if you have a trait that's maybe not very useful, it's hindering. I'm going to say he gets a +2 because not only does he's a surgeon, but he also has an extra arm. Which I think is helpful in the scenario.
Would you say that he's focused, Tim?
He is. So basically, checks can either be focused, say if you have a lot of time. It's almost like advantage. You get to roll the d6 twice and take the higher number. If it's a hasty check, you roll 2d6 and take the lower number. Or if there can sometimes just be a standard check where it's just 1d6. So yeah, it is. He does have time, so I'm gonna roll 2 and take the higher.
And what's the number to beat?
The number to beat is gonna be 5.
Okay.
And the other fun thing about this game is if I hit the DC, if I get a 5, that's a success at a cost. If I get lower than a 5, that's a failure with a cost. If I get above 5, adding my modifiers, if I get above 5, then I get just a success. But if I want to have that critical success, or if I want to move any of those, say I get a success and I want to make it, or a success at a cost, and I want to make it a success without a cost, I can flip the Doom coin. So by flipping the Doom coin, I can raise the level of success or lower it by 1, depending on if I get the skull or the crest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this for this NPC. I'm gonna roll it out here. Okay, a 4 and a 2, and he's got a +2, so that's gonna be a success.
Incredible.
I think I want to go for a critical success. Give me a coin. Give me a coin. All right.
Looking for the crest.
Not that. That's not what
Okay.
we were looking for.
Success at a cost.
Success at a cost. It was
butthole.
going well, and then he got cocky. As he's working away at you, and it's quite smooth. He opens you up quite cleanly, and that third arm is just getting in there, rooting around, looking for those leeches.
Dexterous.
And cleans up the skin, no problem, but does find the leech jar, unfortunately, does not have great grip.
Those third hand fingers a little numb.
They're just, he doesn't know his own strength with his third hand.
Okay.
And he cracks the jar.
Well, there was Skunt's other arm, and he was burly.
Yeah. He cracks the jar, and you feel kind of a sharp pain as he pulls out. There are some leeches that get in there as he picks them out very quickly.
Sucks.
And stitches you up. You lose a toughness.
Okay. How many do you think on the left on the inside?
Oh, surely
No,
just
not your match.
just one, perhaps. It should die within a week.
I hope not.
All right, well,
Pemon,
this is a pleasure, Pemon.
It's death, unnecessary death.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Question.
Yes, Pemon.
Yes.
Let's wipe your nose.
Do you have any thoughts on this water witch,
Oh, the Fennec witch.
the Fennec witch?
I don't know, but I do know that the Fennigs, well, they've been known to worship the sublime fecundity.
I'm sorry, one more time?
They've been known to worship the sublime fecundity.
Sublime.
So where there is one Fennig, there are many.
I understand.
Yes, like rabbits they are.
How so?
They multiply.
To be
How?
fecund is to be rife with life.
Did you follow me? Are you watching this, or are you just standing in the doorway?
In the door frame.
They're quite fertile.
Oh. Fascinating. Thank you for your troubles. And she pulls out a jar of teeth and hands it over.
I will use these well.
I know. I believe no one else could use them as you could. For surgeries. Goodbye.
Doesn't know how to end this conversation.
Well, my fellow hot red-cloaked adventurers, shall we go to the overgrown rabbit shack and see what's cooking.
Did we
So
get
I sent you a map over email.
Oh.
Adam can forward it to you, Des. So you would know that outside of the town, to get to the other side of there is an old stone bridge. The house where the fisher folk live has been marked for you.
Sure has.
And the overgrown shack is kind of in the lower kind of center there.
Yes,
I see
this little shack right down
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
in the center.
yeah.
Okay, we'll post it in the Discord. We'll post the map in the Discord, right?
Discord.
Would I have heard anything about the family? That knowing a lot of people in town, would I have known anything about?
No, you know that like there's lots of
Are
fisher
they,
folk
are
family.
they lower class?
Absolutely. These are like the lowest class
Too poor
of
for me.
people. They are like, there's like, there used to be more fishing along the Bilges River, but a lot of it has kind of gone the way as the river has migrated over time, and there's been disease and things like that have come through and killed most of the fish. So a lot of those people either died or moved on. So there's mostly just like remnants of old houses that are left. And the people that are sort of the fisher folk just squat in these old
Right.
ruined houses and things like that. So no, you have not heard of
Okay.
the fisher folk family.
Well, looking at this map, it looks like we'll have to cross a bridge and we'll find the fisher village before we find the old rabbit shack. But if those fennec witches are like rabbits, and I know they are, there may be more than one kind of rabbit doing what rabbits do over by that shack. But first, we'll cross a bridge.
I have a question. Would Johnny Quills have performed at any of the salons and like galas that I would have like
He's quite well known, especially like in his prime.
Yeah, I certainly did a lot of salons, but that was maybe before your time. I'd never say when, but also just for the folks at home, I forgot to mention this. When you make a character, they do have a goal, and Jimmy Quill's goal is to wait. I wrote it down here somewhere. His goal is to recapture his youth. So he's working real hard. If skateboards existed in the setting, he would be riding one.
Yeah, and Honora is maybe 20.
Yeah.
So
So I think maybe your mother and I knew each other.
knowing who my mother is, well, bully for you. I'm sure she kept you on your toes.
It's tough to recall. I sucked so many toes back in my day.
Moving on, shall we?
Oh, so you head out through the square of North Cumbris, I should say, and you see in the square a number of people have kind of gathered as there's a hanging going on. You see
love these.
a relatively young woman. As like you see a number of other people kind of gathered around. There's one guy leaning on a shovel. Her name's Petrine Karova. She was a highborn daughter of a wealthy brothel owner. Caught spied on the ecclesiarch. Terrible sin, that.
Would I have met Petrine?
Maybe. Have you met Petrine?
Probably. Like if she was a highborn.
Probably in
daughter.
passing, yeah.
Oh. Shame. She was always quite nice.
Is she hung or being?
She's about to be high. You are king.
Yeah!
Good job. Tell me,
Eh?
can I take some fingers?
Oh no, that was the gold capes. They got there first. You can't have those fingers.
Why would they want her fingers if she's not a witch?
I don't know.
Can I ask the gold capes then?
Sure, if you see them. I don't know. I just shovel things.
I'll only take
Do you need some
7.
shoveling done?
Yes. Go shovel.
Do you have money?
No,
Do you have food?
no, but shovel. It'll be good for you.
But I've got to feed my family.
You'll find food in the toil.
All right. I suppose so.
Hard work feeds the soul.
My friend.
What?
This peasant kind of moves away perplexed.
I would never want to discourage one from hard work. Lord knows labor is the way to a free mind, that and words. But I would remind you that you are a repented follower of the Toil, and talk like that may find the interest of other witch hunters.
I just wanted 7 fingers for a friend.
Oh.
I think that's very kind, Scrunt. However,
You certainly go ask.
I will.
You'll never believe it, but I'm looking for 7 fingers.
Yes. What a coincidence. Aye.
never mind.
No, you can talk to the gold clerks, but just leave all that Toil shit by the side of the road.
I understand. I'm gonna wander over to the gold cloaks.
All right, yeah, you see there's a couple of gold capes kind of low.
Let me lend you one of my fingerless gloves.
As they're kind of like wrapping it up. The executioners,
Shaking
the
it.
hangman is
Fingers
kind
in
of
the
like resetting it. Seems like there may be some other hangings today, as the gold capes are kind of wrapping it up.
She wasn't a witch, aye?
No, she was a spy.
Do you need her fingers?
Maybe. Why do you need them, Red Cloak?
I have a friend who's missing some.
Well, why don't you go find some?
I thought I'd ask nicely.
Kind of looks at the other one.
I think we've all wandered over at this point just to kind of like back him up and just kind of.
How much are they worth to you?
You'd have my undying gratitude.
Surely you got something you can give me. Kind of steps closer to you.
What's your name, friend?
My name's Pebus.
Pebus.
Just Pebus.
That's your birth name?
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you my last name.
Well, I do have this.
I'm gonna pass him. It's like a flattened, kind of like a coin that you'd put on a railway track. Wait, no. If I do this, I might die.
Roll those
I think
bones
kinda-
and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it because it does say it's like
Yeah, just do it.
Do it.
Do
Pull
it.
the
Okay.
trigger.
Use
it's
those
like
mechanics.
a flattened coin.
Yeah.
And as I hand it to him, I'm gonna say,
I could pay you this, Pebus.
What is it?
Have a look.
as he touches it, he needs to make a corruption DC 5 check or gain the hexed for D6. The DC increases if I know +2 for each of these things. I know his name, relates to the Toil, or I have a part of him. I feel like I know his name.
You know his name, absolutely.
So it's a
There's
DC
the-
7.
There's the corruption card.
It's a DC 7 corruption check.
I don't know that he has anything against this. So I'm just gonna have him. He's just gonna roll, and he's probably gonna have to flip that Doom coin. I've got to roll signal, flip that Doom coin.
And they do have critical failures that can only be get.
Okay, so that's a failure at a cost, which is.
He could try to turn this into a success
Oh,
at a
you separate
cost.
yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna flip the Doom coin.
If you
And
get
if
the
it's a
skull, it's a critical
It's
fail.
a critical failure?
Yeah. You suffer the corruption's effect. Dice rolled while resolving this corruption are rolled twice, taking the worst value. So what's the corruption's effect?
It just says he's hexed. Oh, I have to look at hex.
What the hex
Yeah,
condition is?
dig
I'll
in
look
your
it up.
book.
I'll look it up. I got it.
While this is happening, I
There's
just
so
want to
many
ask,
abilities.
how many gold cloaks are around as we
It was him and 2 others.
Okay, we're just actively cursing a witch hunter in front of other...
coin.
This is witch behavior, is it not?
Hex
It's
condition is
Not becoming of a witchfinder.
hexed. With the mirror touch of a crafted item, you are afflicted with a heretical condition. The effects of this are set by the crafter and can be identical to any other condition, such as half-blind. The hexed condition and related effects cannot be removed by mundane means.
It's for D6 days.
This affliction cannot prevent you from taking certain
5
actions,
days.
so it may punish certain behaviors with pain. So you basically get to say what kind of condition
Condition.
you
There's a
want.
list
There's a
of
list of
conditions in
conditions in the book.
Sample.
What page does it say? On
Conditions.
Let's look at the index too.
Oh, it's on example conditions is on page 134. It's all done alphabetically. Have fun.
Do we want to move on and I'll like kind of
Yes.
like
Nah, I say fire from the hip. What do you want this guy to do? Like incontinence? You
I
him
want
crazy?
him to be like I've given him a task and I want him to fulfill the task. Very much like in the
You want to
way
gas
of,
him.
of toil. I think bewildered might be the best one that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking.
He's sort of
at-
You
confused.
could say exhausted because he's like, if it feels like he's been working determined. You feel the overwhelming need to complete a specific goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
He kind of takes it. He goes, "Ugh. Yeah, I'll get you those fingers.
Thank you.
Thank you for the coin."
Of course.
Puts it in his cloak, and
He's determined for the next 5 days to collect fingers.
he turns and just chops them off with a knife, pretty roughly. Just gives you all 10 fingers.
I'll give him 3 back for your troubles.
Right. Better get more of these. I gotta go. He goes off into the sound.
We see
You see the other 2 gold capes are kind of like, Pebbles! We gotta go find that giant, Pebbles! I got work to do! As he goes into the crowd. It's like, fucking Pebbles.
and we've
Your
seen.
friend is a strange man.
Tell me about it.
Scrunt.
So we let them move away, and we've seen the mark of the toil on.
Yeah.
You know, I was just going to leave this to your own devices, but I think I do have to agree with Johnny Quills.
Nice.
Magic.
Jimmy Quills.
Jimmy. Johnny.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Shimmy to my friends.
Like
Jimmy.
the bird.
Yeah.
Jimmy, while I agree with what you're doing, might not be
Being a man for fingers.
outward displays of magic linked to one of the traitor.
No. I am absolutely. I have sworn away all ties. I paid a man for fingers. He just got overly excited.
Scrunt speaks the truth, for if we were to be caught tracking with a practicing witch, we would be just as culpable as he.
And hanged. So
The only
I'm
magic
not
we
wrong.
saw was a silver tongue.
We sure did.
And
Goodness.
I asked him directly. He said used to be, which means he's not a witch anymore.
Scrunt. What goals have you for these fingers imminently?
I got them for you.
Really?
I can't put them on, but
I can try.
I'll give you the surgery card.
I'm gonna give you the 7 fingers of the 10 that I randomly.
They are at this point.
One definitely. 2 of them are definitely thumbs. And you already have a thumb.
Freshest that they will be. As of now,
We're never getting to this bog witch.
It's fine.
I have never done this before, but I have seen it performed on me in the mirror.
You head over to a small table.
Everyone,
What?
Is this your
Sorry, I
defining
hate
trait?
to-
I realize I don't want to fuck with your defining trait. Like,
So funny.
do you consent?
Yes.
Excellent.
Kind of you, Jess.
Do you have any bonuses for this?
None.
Oh,
I trust you since you've had this.
DC is
done
gonna be
to you.
5.
I take the 5 remaining leeches and I put one on the end of where the fingers
Okay.
are gonna go to sort of prepare.
Okay,
the
I
site.
will give that's helpful. You're getting the blood going.
Yep.
I think, wouldn't you? This might be too much, but if Elvenlocke doesn't have fingers currently. On one hand, we are assuming, with my M's knowledge of anatomy, that the skin likely would have grown over.
yes.
So
Almost
to get blood flowing, you are going to have to chop off the
No, just
ends.
a little incision.
Incision, the leech.
These leeches
Draw
are
the-
pernicious.
You're gonna put the fingers around the leeches so that
Yes.
when they draw the blood out, it goes into the finger.
They're pernicious. See, and I turn around and I pull my GML and you can see
Still
there's
eat under the skin.
I think
It's
Honora
horrible.
has gutted and skinned many animals alive and almost wretches.
Horrifying.
I trust you to know what you're doing.
Are you
Helen?
focused in this task?
I'm so focused.
Yes, you are focused.
Okay, so that means
2d6 and take the higher
I trust
number.
you.
You're
Tim,
rolling with advantage.
I have a thing where I can make a mannequin,
it's a 6.
but it isn't.
I got
difficult
2
to
sixes.
Make one, but not necessarily one to
Double
own
sixes.
one. So if I had a mannequin, we could wave that away.
I think
as
I
being
should, right?
pretty
Yeah.
regular,
Wait, so
right?
you're-
Like-
I got a
So we've
crit.
already succeeded.
2 6s I rolled.
Oh, wow.
Or see if we can turn it into a crit.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Buttholes
butthole.
a success.
Butthole's a success.
Success at a
Success at a
cost.
cost.
This coin, maybe not.
Coin's fucked.
It's a great coin. Nobody say shit
Success at
about
a
it.
So
cost.
You gotta
technically,
flip it better.
Jess, Pemon is now doomed. So you need to put
Yes.
the coin in front of you, and it stays there.
Okay.
Doomed, Pemon. You are doomed.
Oh no.
So what happens, Tim? What's the success
So
cost?
you go to do it. You get that blood flowing. However,
Does it say something on there?
Mark the injury as on the mend.
On
then roll 2d6s. The injury will be healed in that many days.
yeah. So it's she does it, but it's it's gonna take a little while to
And
heal.
we'll find out
So
what on the mend.
you can
is.
roll 2d6s and find out how many days before it's fully healed.
You have fingers.
Oh, yeah.
8.
Okay, 8 days before they're fully healed. But yeah,
So
they're
can
kind of
still-
bandaged up.
They're kind of like just floppy right now. But these three
that will
work
change.
great.
Still work great.
They will become less floppy with time. Bone grows slowly, nerves slower.
Thank you very much. I can't wait to sell them.
What? Okay, whatever makes you happy.
What do you think happened to the last ones? It's tough out here.
Oh, you sold them for coin,
Of course.
not glory.
No, I just tell everyone I'm a witch and then I sell them my fingers.
The finger economy is booming.
It's incredible.
We gotta
You
get
should
to
try
this
that.
bridge.
Honora makes a note that next time she goes and visits her parents, she starts to put up like a real thing about fingers. Like we really got to get on the Volkritches got to get on a finger.
On fingers.
Now, I know there was a concern, but I made something when I was a witch.
If you pull it out, you'll get some side eye.
And
You're still in the town
I'll
square.
do it outside of the town, but I don't want to hear anything. I'm absolved.
Perhaps we should leave. You've got
It's
your
not heresy to own one. I looked into the laws.
Can I have my leeches back?
Of course.
You can keep one.
You just have
Thank you.
7 loose
Yes.
fingers.
Yeah.
She's on the mend.
Yeah.
In 8 days, they
Success at
will
a
be-
cost.
Nice.
So
8
she
days
can
until
cut them
they're
off
fully
and
healed.
sell them again.
I know.
I'm just keeping them warm.
Well, you can just go see whatever Plebeids or whatever his name is. He'll have a ton of fingers.
That's true.
So we start to make our way out.
Yes, so you head out.
Is there a
Where's the actual
verifying?
task?
Is there like a verification system to check if a finger is a witch finger?
You can tell.
It's if it floats.
You can tell.
Kind of long fingers. and
Yeah.
Put it in a glass of water.
You can tell.
I'm very inconspicuous. They'll never know.
It's the same as,
Folks at the Ecclesiarch have a way of kind of
Right.
discerning if it belongs to a heretic.
And it's a cup of
Um,
water.
You can sell them on the black.
so you head out of North Cumbrus, out the main gate, and you see those 2 gold capes had left quite quickly ahead of you. So they've already kind of made tracks and they're sprinting. They're so fit. But you kind of head out across the sort of barren grasslands that are outside of the wooden walls. And it's about a half day's travel to the stone bridge. And the old stone bridge is like, as you kind of come up to it, mid-afternoon, you can see it's in disrepair. It's fairly treacherous. Some of the stones are crumbling away into the fast-moving river below. The Bilgis River kind of narrows at this part, so it's quite quick moving, and you can see it's not terribly. There's like a bit of a sand spit in the middle, so it's like there's some jagged rocks in the middle, right underneath the bridge, and then there's sort of trenches on either side that are deeper water that's moving quite quickly. So
Like to check for trolls.
I was just thinking the same
I've
thing.
read some folklore, so what that means, I don't actually want to get in there. Just want to move up the
yeah,
river a little bit and just
Yeah.
sort of look around.
okay. You
Can I help
two,
him with
yeah,
that?
you two move kind of up the river, and you take a look. You can see pretty clearly underneath. There's kind of rushes on either side, but you are able to kind of see pretty clearly underneath the bridge. It's daytime out, and you can see that it's empty. There's nothing.
Troll free.
There's no creatures under there. You can see right clear to the other side.
All right, Pibis, it's safe to cross.
The bridge itself is the danger as you come back. You can see some of the stones are loose. Some of the
This was the fingers guy.
Forgive
the wall has like fallen away on one side. So to cross the bridge might be a little treacherous. So either you can try to do it as a group and make a group skill check, or one of you can try to kind of lead the way to kind of secure a way to the other side and kind of help ferry everyone across.
And it's a river?
It is a river.
It's the Bilgus River.
And it's
Bilges.
fast flowing.
It's fast flowing.
Okay, dang.
Tim,
Yes.
can I use the skill navigate here to attempt to
Yes.
find the way across?
Absolutely. The DC is 5.
Technically not. It's 7. Because
Surprise.
to increase the difficulty by 2, if this is the first time the character has visited the area they are trying to navigate.
Yep. Okay. It's a 7.
And I'm trying to think if maybe I'm not the right person to do this.
You will get a plus with that skill. I would say you would get at least a +1.
I don't have a navigate skill. I'm just like, that's the type of check.
Ah, that's the check.
Type of
That's
check.
the
So
check.
maybe I shouldn't make this, but someone should make a navigate.
Does anyone have any skills relating to navigate?
Yeah.
I have swimmer.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would be, I think a navigate check is probably the best check to make here, and it's one of the special action checks.
You can also help. Someone can offer to help if they have a related skill.
How much of a
trait.
pain in the ass is it going to be if I strip out of all my armor and have to put it back on? Like,
It'd be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Doffing at 5 minutes, donning at 10, baby.
But you can do it.
give me a moment. I'm going to take off all my armor. It stinks so much worse now that it's out the can.
Hopefully falls in the river.
It's like that Swedish fish dish as soon as you crack the can.
Oh, is it
I
strumming?
think Honora leans over to Jimmy or Johnny?
Jimmy Quills.
Quills. I think Honora
Jake
leans over
Quills.
to Jimmy and goes, well, at least he's going for some semblance of a bath.
As I place down my bag, you see it wriggling and writhing, and you see the. I realize I'm gonna immediately catch myself in my own lie. You see the workman trowel, but with rat arms and legs and human teeth crawl out of the bag.
I step on it immediately. I bring my boot
You
heel,
hit the flat trowel. It's kind of sprawled out. It
It
can't
just keeps
move.
trying to crawl over.
step on it until it stops
I think I
moving.
kind of like,
Don't. That's good.
I think I like put
I
my
made
sword
that
forward.
when I was a witch.
I am.
I'm absolved now.
Question.
It knows your name. It'll follow you. Stop.
How
Follow,
recently?
will it follow me to help or follow me to hurt me?
It'll follow you till dawn.
To do what?
What do you want it to do?
Not hurt me?
It looks at you guys.
It won't die.
2 questions.
Yeah,
Question 1.
yeah.
How recently did you stop being a witch?
Well, no. Time. It's a long time ago.
How
How many winters or
or minutes?
I've
He
many
can't
winters.
read.
Yeah.
I think you're being a bit mean.
I don't know numbers.
do you know what the weather is like? Or
Yeah, but I've had many
Has
winters
there-
of the soul.
Has there been a nighttime since you stopped becoming a witch?
Many.
I just think everyone's ganging up on him. He's got a good heart.
Didn't
I got fingers,
He got me my fingers.
and I made her a friend.
you? Okay.
Not recently, though. You mentioned the weather. This is beautiful weather, which
Well-
is witchless. I'm tying the thing to a rock,
you make the-
and I throw it into the river.
Oh,
Didn't you take that trowel?
I just
Trowley.
Didn't you take the trowel?
I've
this
seen
morning?
identical trowels like that in my entire life. There's no way of knowing where
It's
that
also,
trowel
I'm
could
gonna,
come
I'm gonna
from.
get it out of the water. It's not heretical to own.
It's
Very specifically not heretical to own, just to make, and I made it before I was absolved.
I take it and throw it back in the river. It has to die.
It's
until
my ability.
You can actually be charged with owning one. That's one of the many crimes I've been charged with.
Specifically, not if you're rich. That's why
Are you rich?
I don't own it.
You did make it.
So let me get this straight. Because I'm wealthy,
Yeah.
your heresy is now my problem.
No.
It's not your problem, it's to help you.
Yeah.
We did just see a very wealthy young girl hanged and defingered.
It says in the book, not
You
hanged.
can't read!
There are pictures.
In his defense, it was defingered after being hung
The
by
fingers
him.
were unrelated.
The trowel rat is in the river.
I think
Unless you want to go swimming, I
think so.
tied it to a rock.
I think to honor
It's just bouncing along the bottom of the river.
to honor Scrunt and that he's trying to do a nice thing. This is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a way with beasts, so I go down.
Oh, it's not a beast.
No.
It's a
an
creature that I
aberration.
whittled, smelt, or baked called a mannequin.
I think Honora doesn't know that.
You
and
think twice.
It's got a bit of beast in it.
I think Honora goes down to the river and goes, "Will it hurt me?"
It's just at the bottom, just scrambling.
Well, if you go get it,
No, because you asked it not to.
okay. Well, I'll look after you, Trowley.
Yeah.
I think, is there a swimming skill?
There's a swimming trait. Or
swimming
swimmer.
Special.
There's not a special.
We've got
one.
endure.
Endure might
I
be.
can endure.
I mean, it could just be a standard check, which is where you just get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like make it up.
I think it should be a standard.
Is Trowley trying to endure on the bottom?
No, to see if you can get Trowley
Oh,
from the
yes.
deep part of the river.
What do I need to roll?
Swimmer is a
I'm gonna say, yeah, because it's focused, and the DC is 5, and you have
I'm a swimmer.
so you get a +2.
Is that the endure?
It says
skill?
anyone without the
No,
swimmer
we're gonna do it
trait
just
cannot
it's
swim.
just like a standard
Yes,
check.
you can only swim if you have the swimmer trait.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh. 7.
There you go. Success. Are you doomed?
What's
No.
the difference between a success and a critical success?
The Doom coin.
The Doom coin, baby. I guess
I
we'll find out.
I get the cool side of the Doom coin?
If you flip the coin.
Yeah. Is that a success
Here
of
we
the
have
class?
to do. We have.
You
to
are now doomed.
You are now doomed.
Oh, I'm now doomed.
Here comes the coin.
Yeah, every time you use that, Jesus Christ.
A perfect throw got you right in the
You landed
hands.
it right, yeah. Butthole, flip. Success of the cause.
That's a
Jesus Christ!
You're gonna break a glass.
Or a laptop.
So you get Trowley. Trowley does bite you out of panic. Trowley bites your fingers, and you like spill a
there
bit
a
of
bitten
blood into the
condition?
river. Yeah, you definitely get a little sick from the river water.
Leech?
Pass me the book.
Yes.
Would you like a leech?
I'm
for
gonna.
your
Can I
wound?
put a marker in the
Yeah.
in the witch section?
guess
There's
not.
so much going on in the fucking Toil section.
Yeah. As you pull your hand out and with Trowley, you notice it's already looking gross, and like it's.
Can I use that as my getting to the other side as well?
No, that was just to get Trowley.
I just got Trowley.
Yeah,
and I'm
nice
in the middle of the
try.
river.
Nice try.
Trowley.
You.
He's a sweet boy. He's done nothing wrong.
I think as Trowley
His
comes back,
existence is wrong in the eyes of
I-
God.
I go down to Trowley. You may-
Human teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may follow me, but you may not harm me.
It
You are
shakes.
also not allowed to touch me unless I give you consent.
It goes for a hug and gets sad. Thanks, buddy.
That finger just starts to have a little tremor,
Oh,
a little river tremor.
a little river kiss.
Scrunt, would you like a leech?
Scrunt is in the river.
There may be more leeches in the river.
Waist deep in the water.
Yeah, Scrunt definitely's got some.
I can
leeches.
toss it to you.
I'm gonna get across this river.
You're gonna go by the water, not the bridge.
Okay.
Okay. So that will get you across.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take a rope
Okay.
and I'm gonna navigate, which is a difficulty 7 because
Yeah.
it's the first. This is technically the second time I'm swimming in this river. So
No way, I'm making it a 7. This is the first time you tried to cross the whole thing. You just got Trowley out. Now you're in it. You're gonna try to swim to the spit and then get across the jagged rocks. Swim the other spit. So yeah, it's gonna be a DC 7.
and this is one of the things that I'm sure at because I'm a swimmer.
Yeah, I will give you the +2 because you're a swimmer.
But this probably
How
isn't
does-
a focus roll because you don't have the luxury of time. This would probably be a standard roll.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
agree
I
with
see, I
that.
see.
I would agree with that.
New
Well done.
system. We're all learning.
And you are doomed, so I will make you roll the doom coin.
No, it's fine. I rolled a 1.
Roll that doom coin.
So it's currently at a failure. You
yeah,
could turn this
you
into...
might turn it into a critical failure.
Ready?
We finally got a bottle. Am I still doomed?
No, you're,
my butthole
you're still
left.
doomed.
You're still
You're still doomed. Oh no, because I forced it. So
Yes.
I take it
Oh,
back.
yes.
I take it back.
Have we explained why we keep saying butthole?
Oh,
yes.
yeah, our coin. The crest side looks like a little butthole.
Yeah. Just
We're
in case
children.
people were confused.
For the kids at home.
Yeah, oh,
That looks butthole.
Yeah, it does look butthole adjacent.
With the blur, very
When you
butthole.
order the game itself, you can order one of the deluxe editions, and it comes with its
Get
very own
an actual
Doom coin.
There's
We're
no
not
butthole.
using
We're not
that.
doing that.
The official coin is not
Not a
butthole adjacent.
So
That's
you
just-
get across with the rope. You get covered in leeches. Just covered in leeches. To the point where you lose a toughness.
Oh yeah, okay.
And
and that
because you've lost a lot
reduces
of
my
blood.
maximum, or I just lose a toughness.
You just lose one.
Okay, so-
Doesn't reduce your maximum. You just lose one.
There's you made a navigate check, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is there? Oh,
There is an effect.
Okay, yeah.
So the effect is completely lost.
No, I didn't fail.
Success at a cost.
Oh, success at a cost. Got
No,
you.
so it's
You failed.
critical success at a cost, failure at a cost, failure, critical failure.
No, it's just failure. Failure at a cost. It's just failure always has a cost.
Oh, so
You
I was at failure at a cost, and I bumped it to success at a cost.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. 'cause
Okay.
It would have been that or a critical failure.
Right.
Okay. So is that
Success
equal?
at a cost. Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
So it's slow going. You arrive at the destination much later than desired.
Yeah.
Each character in the party gains uneasy, furious, exhausted, or the morose condition.
Each member.
Each player decides.
I'm gonna say what's the list again?
Uneasy, furious, exhausted, or morose.
I'm gonna say furious because you all make it. You're all covered in leeches.
We all
Can I-
swim?
Yeah, because you gotta all get across.
Can I take
You
the-
use the rope?
Can I take the morose trait because I did a task, but it took me
Yes.
it was slow, and I'm sad about that.
Yeah. You're kind of bummed that you weren't better at that. And then as you managed to all navigate,
Condition.
Scrunt gets you across,
Is it a
sets
condition
the
or a
way.
Condition.
And you all get the condition of furious because as
Look up at the-
you go this way instead of going over the stone bridge, you're all wet and covered in leeches.
Conditions on the page.
It's on the backside.
I collected the leeches.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. Yeah.
Pemon might like this.
Yeah, Pemon, I don't know if I'm furious.
I don't know if you're furious either.
Maybe just exhausted.
Maybe you're just exhausted. Pemon's
Yeah.
a little exhausted.
Yeah,
Furious. You are irrepressibly displeased with the situation as a whole and or hostile to the folks around you.
So you know we just have to come back with the fingers of a witch.
All right, so we Honora and Jimmy are just standing to the side. I'm picking leeches out of my exquisite armor that I'm going to have to get cleaned and detailed because it is now wet. And I look at the bridge. How bad would that have been to cross?
I mean, it looked like a little treacherous, but like with some careful planning, it's still a bridge.
I think I'm standing to the side with Jimmy. Worst case? One more thing like that?
You also heard the gold capes who were already on the other side. They were having a snack. Like they heard the commotion. They came over and watched you struggle across.
If they
Laughed
did
at
that,
you.
If they did that,
And they headed out.
I think that the furiousness combined with the fact that I am, at my very nature, quarrelsome, I like those two faces of those gold capes that laughed at me. That will be the last time they laugh at something ever.
They go, yeah, well, good luck. Good luck to you.
How far are they away?
They're a ways away. They're running away.
Fuck you!
Thank you very much.
You are hindering -1 for all checks, and I have morose. Unless engaged in a task, I find myself slipping into listless inactivity.
Whoa, very against your toiling trade. You would know that they're heading because they did mention that they were going to hunt down a giant, which the talk of North Cumbers is there is a giant in the Greystone Hills.
Greystone Hills. Where are those, Tim?
They're down at the bottom on the other side of the rabbit shack. It's kind of that
Oh,
You're
okay.
gonna go the
So
other way.
down here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I squeeze out my ponytail, drip, 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 and I say, well, the fisher folk are just down the river. Let's go.
It's getting
see
close
the
to nighttime.
Scene of the crime.
We go.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So yeah, you arrive at the kind of like rough, worn shack just as evening is setting in. You can see there is kind of a light from a fire inside the shack as you head over to the door. That's where we're gonna take our break.
Yay. Amazing. So welcome to Doomsong, everyone.
I like it.
I like it a lot. I'm obsessed with these characters. I love the mechanics so far. We are going to take a tight 10-minute break. So grab yourself some hardtack or some rations. Make sure you've got your witch fingers, and we'll see you soon for part 2. Okay, bye.
Bye.
A sin eater's job is far from an easy one. The afterlife is broken, fractured by old magic, ancient pride, and promises never meant to be kept. For the dead to move on, their sins must be consumed, taken into another, and carried away. Atop the hill, a Vagrius manor awaits, rooted in rot, dressed in ivy. The Evagrius family lies scattered across cold stone and silk sheets, each bound by the sin that shaped their life. For a sin eater, each death is a question, each ritual a choice, forgiveness or damnation. Some rage against their fate, some beg, others, they welcome the silence, but none can pass on without the Sin Eater's hand. And the Sin Eater, they carry it all. Grief, regret, guilt, memory. The taste of what lingers, all in the pursuit of absolution.
I know that when I do pass along these notes, I will cease to be.
There comes a time in everyone's life where they must choose, weighing the options before them to help them carve a path ahead. These decisions are often fraught and complicated, especially when the allure of power sits just outside your grasp. What would you do if told that you were meant to change the world? Would you carry your title proud and strong? Would you eschew your role, shying away from your foretold purpose? And how do you do that if it means challenging everything you thought you knew about your morals, your heritage, and most of all, the way you love? With the great divine war just behind us, we find two mortals on the cusp of divinity, grappling with what it means to be truly human, deeply flawed beings in a deeply flawed world on the precipice of the unknown.
I'm Gina Susanna, and I'm playing Ever Halassian. And I'm not the God Killer.
I'm Yanis Vessels, and I'm playing Rake, the Void in Flight. And I am not the God Killer. Not yet.
This BlackwaterDnD podcast series is Balance. My name is M. Carlson, and once again, I'll be your god, or your game master. While this game is still a duet, we've decided to expand our horizons and broaden the universe of our cradle, and we'll be welcoming new voices to our table as beloved characters throughout the story. This tale takes us back, long before the end of the universe, to a time where we begin to explore and understand old divine wounds that run so very deep, and what happens when love is caught in the middle. So bring your talons, your incense, and your family secrets, because you're gonna need it. Godkiller Balance, sponsored by Hero Forge and Moonbeam, comes soon to wherever pods are cast. Until then, heretics, be safe.
When the world is in trouble and you don't know what to do, gotta call Blackwater and they'll kick some ass for you. So pull up a chair because you're welcome at the table. Come watch us save the multiverse. So turn up the TV and come watch some D&D. Blackwater, we'll roll some dice for you.
Okay, so you arrive at this kind of rundown shack on the edge of the river. As it's starting to get dark, you see the kind of light inside on the main floor. There is a
There's
second
light inside?
Yes, there it looks like maybe a fire. The second floor is partially ruined. You can see there's a chimney that there's a bit of smoke coming out of, but it doesn't look like it's really habitable up top. But you can see the door is closed.
I am sociable, and it is my defining trait. So as someone who is looking to not cause any trouble and wanting to get good information out of these people, I would go up and knock on the door.
Okay. You knock on the door, and there's like kind of silence for a second. And you see kind of by the window, kind of cloth that's been hung in front of the window pulls back a little bit. You see like two little faces.
Hello. We're from the Red Masons Guild. Just here to ask a couple questions.
Curtain kind of shifts back. You hear someone come to the door and like a
I take a half step backward.
And as the door opens, you see a woman, and she's like coughing a lot. You can see her face is pretty pale, and there's like a sore kind of at the edge of her mouth. What are you doing here?
Well, we are from the Red Masons Guild, and we heard reports that there was a Fennig witch.
Oh.
Because your fisher hooks got stolen?
You think it's a Fennig witch?
Well, if it
Oh.
is, if it is, there's nothing to worry about. We're here to sort it out. We just want to make sure that the information is good and to help you out in any way we can.
All right. Well, yeah, some of our fish hooks went missing the other day.
Do you know when the fish hooks were stolen? Still going by Jimmy's information that they can only be stolen at night?
It was the morning. It was early in the morning. Graham, Dan. And you see the two faces from before, twin boys, look maybe 12.
They got sores and a cough too.
They do not have sores. They have a slight cough, but no sores. As they kind of like look. We were out. We were getting ready for the day, and we went to put the hooks on our rods. We couldn't find them.
They were just gone.
They were gone from the tackle boxes.
All of them?
Yes. We haven't been able to catch a fish in 3 days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We're awfully hungry.
Tim?
Mm-hmm.
How much gold do I have on me?
Not a lot.
I am wealthy.
Yeah. Do you carry that wealth around?
I probably carry...
How liquid are you?
I mean, my parents are very wealthy. I would probably carry at least enough spending money to make sure that I could stay in the best accommodations, like
5 gold.
I kind of to the young boys if they're willing to come talk to me about it.
They kind of look at their mom. As they kind of come forward.
How long have you had your cough?
Well, Graham got his just the other day, and mine just came this morning. Mum's had it for 2 weeks.
Has anyone else in your family gotten sick?
Our dad died.
Right.
From a cough and all the sores on his face.
Do you know what medicine is required to fix this?
We just keep praying.
Right. Which god do you pray to?
There's only one, isn't there?
Yeah, they all of a sudden they kind of back up a little bit.
Just making sure it's the right one.
As their mother is sort of like, what do you mean? There is only one God.
That's so true.
She kind of holds the door close a little bit.
Well,
Right, you are.
in the name of the immortal, I would pass them 1 gold.
They seem very suspicious.
I am sociable. It is my defining trait.
I'm going to make you roll a check.
Okay.
DC is 5. You'll have, because of your defining trait, you're going to have a +2.
And this is a...
This is just, it's essentially you're trying to persuade them to take the coin. and that you're safe.
And would this be focused?
No.
Okay.
Because it's happening in the moment, I'm going to say it's just a standard check.
It's not hasty.
It's not hasty.
It's just normal.
You're not being rushed, but it's not, you don't have the time.
Who's my turn?
That is a 6 plus 2, which would be an 8.
An 8. Okay, so that is a success.
I don't necessarily need to make it a critical success.
Boo.
Look, I'm not gonna doom myself yet.
Go for the butthole.
As the mother kind of reaches out and takes it. Thank you for your generosity.
For medicine, for all of you.
One last question. Have you consumed anything recent? Do you have any suspicion as to where the cough and sores have come from?
No. I just suppose I caught something from the river. The fish that have come out of there have been terrible, but the rabbit has been plentiful, luckily. We've been eating a lot of rabbit.
It's the rabbit. Stop eating the rabbit.
Why?
That's the
What else are we supposed to eat?
It's the Fennec witch. They're fecund like rabbits.
I think the witch lives with the rabbits, yes?
What?
I think that's quite astute.
So, money for maybe some food to last you a couple days until we can take care of this problem and for medicine.
Yes, I guess the stew will have to go to waste. Boys, kind of head over to where the stew pot is.
You should plant turnips and potatoes. Good, hearty food.
Growing in this brown grass? Ha!
Work hard enough and any place is able to grow the goods that you need.
Hey, shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up with that. I already talked about this. I'm furious with you. Shut the fuck up with that hard work shit, all right? This is a pious woman. She does not even need any more advice from you. I am wet. It is getting cold. Can we stay here?
Forgive my friend.
For a gold coin, you can.
Good, you have one. It is done. Well, let's make camp.
I believe she's asking for another.
We've already paid her. An agreement's an agreement.
I'll give you 5 fingers.
Deal.
Oh no.
God.
Do you have to do surgery again?
You have to do surgery to put the fingers on. You can take fingers off without surgery.
It's technically still surgery.
I think it's technically still surgery.
It's just an easier surgery.
It's whether it's the difference between an attack or surgery.
Here's the thing. My argument, you can't accidentally do surgery.
You can.
It doesn't have to be a hasty.
I believe Pemon is a vast example that you can accidentally.
I've had surgery accidentally done. I started to take off my
I will say,
shoe.
since you've done the surgery once before,
In reverse?
yeah. How hard can it be?
Since my defining trait is missing
That is true.
You
Yes.
have an advantage on missing fingers.
You definitely.
We can do this.
It's focus, but also you're gonna get a +3.
Between the two of us, I
Between the
believe
two
we
of you.
can
So,
do it.
That's the surgery card.
See, this is, we were talking about this at the break. One of the things we love about this is that the traits, while they may seem negative, some of them, are, there are situations where they become helpful and not hindering.
I'm curious to, my defining trait is being disfigured, so I can't wait to find out how
I
that
feel like
works.
if we were to
Kind of it.
a bunch of other people who were also disfigured, you may have a better chance.
Yeah, I've
at
got
that.
an in with the disfigured. Okay.
Okay, so one of you can roll the surgery
Or if you, like,
check,
need
but
to
you're
roll
basically
check to
helping.
sketch it.
Yeah.
So you can roll 2d6, take the higher number, and add 3.
Great. That's going
do
to be
it.
9.
9.
Yep.
Okay, that is a success.
Are you losing a full
Do you
hand?
want
Losing
to?
a full
Yeah,
hand.
I'm gonna keep
Do you want
this
to try
one.
for that critical?
Absolutely, I want to try for that critical success.
You are doomed.
What happens in a critical slash set?
Pemon wants nothing if not to like
Does happen.
critically succeed. Nope. Success and
The shortest flip, dude, just boom.
You're on the
We
mend
know what
again.
my coin flipping is like.
You're on
Wait,
the mend.
roll 2d6 and let's see if you're on the mend for less than
Buddy.
8 days.
Well, I think we would add to the 8, right? I mean, that's
Maybe
only
not.
fair.
Maybe not. It might be
Because
less.
those
Give me one
fingers
hand.
were mending.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very
8
fresh.
days ago.
Yeah. Right back where we started.
Still 8 days of mending.
So basically, you started the day where you've ended the day is just your fingers. Your
No.
the place where
No,
your
it's
fingers
plus
were.
2 fingers.
Net gain of 2
Net
fingers.
gain of 2 fingers.
That's true.
Oh, shucks.
Also, a finger is worth 1 gold. You gave this woman 5 gold.
Only a witch finger.
Fingers.
But you said your whole thing was selling your fingers and pretending you're a witch.
I sell them at only 20% market.
Oh.
As she takes the fingers, squirrels them away, and lets you into the house. As she kind of shoos the boys away as they kind of clear a space for you to set up your bedrolls.
I had a coin for her, but you seemed perturbed.
Well, my defining trait is cutting off and selling my fingers over and over again.
Fair.
You know you don't have to pay them.
Hey, Jimmy, can I speak to you for 1 second?
Yeah.
Are you really upset with everyone?
Well, I'm mad, okay?
I noticed.
I'm not thrilled.
Okay.
I think we're working hard for fingers, for gold, and we're just giving away gold to Soremouth?
It's pissing me. He has like.
She's like.
Scrunt has kind of a trickle-down economics energy that I don't like.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name? Oh, you'd like to hear it, wouldn't you?
We're not done this conversation, I don't think.
So, I do think there's a good chance that he's a witch, yes?
He's a former witch, because if we were to be caught with a witch, we could likewise be hanged.
Do you think there's a good chance that he's a current witch? Think it's possible?
I would never truck with a practicing witch.
Okay.
Would you?
No, but I have once been accused of being a witch, also harboring a witch. But I can't be tried for the same crime twice.
Yes, that'd be a double indemnity.
Yes, we've
Was that?
Impersonating a witch as well.
You did that on purpose?
No, I was charged with it. I was innocent of all charges.
Good, because I don't track with those that impersonate witches either.
But so you don't think he's a witch? That's fine. I just wanted to get a gut check from you because you seem very intelligent.
I would never, ever track with a witch. If we found out he was a witch, we would have to kill him on the spot and
take his fingers.
And take his whole set of 10 fingers.
Can I have 5?
You're here too!
Oh my god.
I think you would get an even split of however many fingers there are per the amount of people.
I am also mildly furious about the circumstances that have brought us here to losing 5 of my fingers once again.
I believe Scrunt is over talking to.
Yeah, she does tell you her name. Okay. My name is Adura. And those are my sons, Graham and Dunn.
Okay. I know their names now.
Oh, fuck.
No.
Oh, no.
Graham? Like Graham or Graham?
Graham. G-R-A-M.
Graham like the weight.
Like the
Our last name is Fisher.
I'm looking at this stew.
Yeah.
And I have the occultist trait. Okay. So, using the combination of all those things, I would like to try and change this stew and heal. I'd like to make a heal check. So like essentially I'm gonna like pick stuff out and put like some stuff out of my bag and like I'm gonna try and switch this using my like knowledge of the occult.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
Difficulty of healing a patient is 3. Increase it if the patient has already been healed since dawn. Increase the difficulty if the patient has more than half their max toughness.
So yeah, she would.
So it's 5.
Yeah.
But then I'm taking time to do this as a focus. It's 2d6. And then I'm adding, I know her name to like fuck with my magic stuff. I also, one of the conditions that I can do through Hexed is energized. Which I was gonna figure out a way to hex her, but I was like, if I can maybe, because it's,
okay.
My hex is I craft something.
Right.
So essentially I'm trying to craft like an energizing healing
stew. Okay.
stew.
I'll give you a +2.
Red Bull.
Yeah.
Absolutely dips a Celsius in that.
Focused +2.
It's a 6.
6.
Succeed, and I'm gonna leave it a success. Wait, who would the consequence be on? Would it be on her or me?
You don't know.
I'm not gonna take the risk of it being on her.
Okay. So you kind of play around with the stew.
Damn.
She goes, "What are you doing?"
In that like success, am I right? Is it the rabbits?
You suspect, yeah. Like as your some of your occult ability is kind of being infused with this, you sense that there is something off with the rabbit.
I was right.
You pick a lot of it out.
It was the rabbit, but I've pulled it out. There are herbs out in the wilds that can counter putrid witchcraft. Herbs given to us by the immortal. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
If you have this stew,
Blessed be.
it should make you and your children feel better.
All right. Well,
And money for the medicine just in case.
boys are hungry.
And fingers.
Go on, Graham. Done. Take a bowl. She watches them eat first, and then has a bowl herself.
Terrifying. As a parent, oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
As it seems to, like, the boys certainly stop coughing, and they are quite filled up by the stew. It seems quite nourishing. You don't see her, like, sores disappear, but she does gain a little more color in her face. That's quite delicious.
Try to avoid the rabbits from now on.
What did you say your name was?
Scrunt.
Is there a Mrs. Scrunt?
No,
There's lots of work to be done around here.
I do like work.
Well,
Perhaps I will come by at another time.
I would very much like that.
I do need to say, and I think honesty is the forefront of my traits, but I am a former witch, absolved of my sins. But,
Well, that's fine. If you're absolved.
great. I just don't want to get into anything long-term on a lie.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to get into something long term.
Well,
You've been so honest with me.
I have been.
And you're a guild member?
Aye.
My boys need a man to look up to.
Jesus.
They look like they like hard work.
Yes.
I just have a pillow stuck to my ear, fully tucked into couch.
There's no couch. It's just stone.
Heaven's pulled like a flap of skin, a loose flap
There's
of
a,
skin
there's
over
a
her eyes.
couple of chairs that are next to
I
each
think
other.
Honora
Get a room that is elsewhere.
I think Honor is just kind of like posted up watching the door against a wall and like not asleep yet and just listening to this conversation.
Another time, perhaps, we have to find a fennec witch.
Well, I hope you find her and take all her fingers.
As do I.
Me too. Little fingers.
I'm gonna sleep now.
Me too.
Pemon's
She
snoring.
curls up close to your bed.
Who smells worse between the two?
Oh, it's hard to tell.
Fish. Hot garbage.
Yeah, this
Hot fish
shack
garbage.
smells bad. It smells bad. They can't bathe in the river.
You know what I love? All of y'all are middle class or above. Scrunt is in fucking paradise. Like, he's from the wilds. This is upper class for him.
Yeah, this woman has a house.
She has a roof.
I'm gonna take this downtime
Yeah.
to make sure my armor doesn't start to rust.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend just whatever time it
Yeah.
would be like a downtime activity of just cleaning my armor
Okay.
and making sure that the gross putrid river didn't affect my clothing in any way.
All right. So do you rest here for the night? So you regain all your footing, and I believe you regain all of your toughness as well on basically a long rest.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
Trowley spent the entire night way too close, breathing heavily.
Can't touch me.
Can't touch you.
He's an inch
So
away,
like-
just
That's
mouth
real
breathing
teeth.
with
Horrible.
real teeth.
As human.
I
teeth.
think
And every so often does go.
doesn't have eyes.
No.
No way.
Rat feet, rat arms.
Now is the
Human
trowel
teeth.
part the head or
Yeah.
the tail?
Where is the
echolocated?
mouth?
Across the trowel.
Whoa, thin mouth.
Just like this? Does it just?
No, it fully, like, the metal opens and you can see through to the other side, but there's a bunch
Where
of
there's
human teeth.
human teeth
Yeah.
within the trowel.
Yeah, like when it.
Don't worry,
when-
he's
when
definitely
the
not
opens.
a witch.
Not a witch.
It's not illegal to have
Not
that.
illegal to own
It's
it.
illegal to make them.
I think
Find one. It's
Honora, though
Such witch
being
behavior.
very social, doesn't have a lot of people that she actually calls friends. And I believe, I gotta double check this, but I think that there's something, because I am a changeling, It gives me something about this. Give me 1 sec. But me and Charlie are gonna have a moment.
Je beg your pardon.
Yeah, get really attached to Trowley.
Tim,
Yeah.
does Pemon...
Yeah.
So Pemon has had her fingers removed and reattached like a few times. We
course.
established this earlier on. It's canon.
Absolutely.
So does she know what the procedure is to test fingers for whether they're witch fingers?
No, because it's a church. Like it's like there's
secret
like
church?
a ritual.
Okay, got it.
Finding that out would be spying on the ecclesia.
Yeah.
Which is one of the
You saw someone
one of the
get
crimes I've been accused of.
today.
Which we know don't go well.
I've been accused of that crime, so I can't be charged with it again.
Is Trowley an animal?
No.
Great.
He's a mannequin. I don't know what.
Great.
I don't know what that is.
As a changeling, most beasts
Wait, 20,
are terrified of me.
That's true.
And they hate me.
Yes.
Most beasts despise me.
Crowley doesn't mind you.
That's a change.
Mannequins are heretical creations. Each is unique. No, I don't think they're animals.
I think Honora watched all of the like huntsmen and everyone around her in her parents' hunting guild have dogs or horses, and like she can't even ride a horse because a horse won't.
They nip at you.
They
like
do, or they
crazy.
buck her off. So I think seeing Trowley,
Big horse teeth.
I look at Trowley. Just because I'm doing this doesn't mean that you get to touch me. And I give it a little scritch. And we're done. And I just go, and we're done.
I look at Trowley and I say, you belong in the bottom of a fucking river. I'll put you there myself.
I look at Jimmy, I go, look, we can be as angry as we like at Scrunt. Trowley hasn't done anything wrong.
Oh, trust me, I'm writing a very angry poem.
Do you know, I think I've read some of your poetry.
I fucking bet it rocks.
Do you always write poetry about the adventures you go on?
No, sometimes I write it about, like, puss.
Like a cat?
You feel good about that, Sean?
Like that?
I said
Feel like
first
that was-
fish, I said I can't be that one, and then some voice in my head said, what if it was?
Like cats?
Thank you, Graham, yeah.
Yeah, I won't say it.
Yeah, no, don't listen to those thoughts. Listen to the immortal. Yeah, what? I'm gonna just exit out of this scene real quick. Sleepy.
Cool.
As Honora ends up alone to herself once more.
Never alone.
Trowley doesn't speak to me.
What's wrong with you?
The morning comes.
All the best things.
Right before dawn, you feel a commotion next to you.
As
would
Trowley
you
unmakes
awake?
itself. Probably.
It looks at you, goes, Mama, and then it crumbles into dust.
It's horrifying. It's a horrifying death. It looks like it's in pain. The teeth
It screams the whole time.
The kids are.
The teeth fall out? Are the teeth like? Do
Yeah,
the teeth
they're loose on the
disintegrate, or are they
ground.
just
It says, at which point it crumbles into uselessness, so its component parts might still exist.
I gather up the teeth.
The teeth are soft.
I put them in like a piece of cloth, and just kind of like. I believe Trowley became unmade this morning.
That's what happens.
Right. So that happens every time you make one of these things.
No, Trowley lasted a while because I didn't give him a name. But then I gave him your name, and then he lasts a day.
You can't make them because.
I used to make them. I
be-
made him
be
a long
right,
time
you're
ago.
absolved.
Absolved.
So they last indefinitely after you make them, but once you give them a name, only a day.
Exactly.
That-
And I'm
okay.
hoping that none of you have the trait occultist to know that I'm telling a lie.
No.
That makes total sense to me.
And I said, well, since you're no longer making these things as a reformed witch,
Yeah.
I will give these back to you because I have no need of them.
Trowley was your son. You can have them.
No, he was not. It was not.
Toss the teeth in the fire.
Is a fennec witch different from a fecund witch?
Yes. Fennig, you heard the term to refer to the kind of river people. You take it as a kind of it's a type of creature.
But fecundity is one of the traitor gods.
Right. This reminds me of another story I heard in a little bit of downtime as we're talking about the fecund witches. Here's a fun and common fact about them. Oh, it is a butthole.
Oh, it's gotta be a poem.
What is the creature's name or another common fact about it? Yeah.
About the Fennec Witch?
Or the fecundity.
Or
Oh,
those
yeah,
who
yeah.
follow-
Sorry, I remember a story with one useful piece of
Look at the
information
creatures.
about fecund witches.
Fecund?
Fecund.
So those would be witches who've like pledged themselves to
Fecundity.
Fecundity.
Because we got this whole witch theorem, this sort of rabbit
theory?
fecund. We had this fecund theory here, bud.
This one.
You like
Yeah.
dogs?
You like dogs?
Dags?
Dogs. Yeah, I like dogs. Since we have the theory that it's actually a fecundity witch and not a river witch,
Well, it can be both things because
Yeah.
a Fennec witch, a river witch, can pledge themselves to
She's a river
fecundity.
witch who
They
is pledged.
typically do. A Fennec Witch typically will.
It's like
is
it's
Like saying a
pact.
lawyer from Vancouver.
Yeah.
got it.
They are both from Vancouver and also a lawyer.
Then I've already tried that for that fabled foe, so I don't think that works. Unless
realized I might know something. I don't because in my oh my goodness, hello. In my rolling of backstory, I had a run-in. Actually, I got in deep with the Silt Kings, who are known to work with the Fennegs. Maybe as I wake up on this glorious morning, I try to think really hard about.
Not burdened by so many fingers.
I would say you have helped that. As you recall what you know about the Silt Kings and their relationship with the Fennec. The Fennec tend to live in kind of floodplains and things like that, and they are typically associated with fecundity, and they are given to praying for fertility. You also know they're the kind of most ardent followers of fecundity tend to be livestock farmers. So knowing what you know about, even though like where the shack is, it's a little ways away from the river, it's not unsurprising that these Fennec may have been drawn there because of that relationship. So there may have been a devotee to fecundity.
exquisite.
So, did every character but Pemon gain abilities they can use within the game?
I don't have any of those.
Okay.
I don't.
I have 3.
I don't have any abilities, but I was gifted a backstory.
I have an
wow.
item.
You have an item.
I have an item.
You're
I have an-
grotesque.
I
I have an
am a
ability
freak.
that I realize hasn't come up yet.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
we'll cross that bridge.
That's
when we come
fine.
to it.
I'll just keep being charming.
No, it's kind of a permanent thing. I probably should have introduced it earlier, but he
Go on, then.
arrived late.
He arrived late.
Yeah.
What?
Scrunt arrived late.
I'm so done with Scrunt.
Scrunt?
I've had it with Scrunt, man.
I have absolutely had.
Is Scrunt still morose?
Scrunt is busy.
No, probably not.
We slept it on.
We slept it off.
We had some good stew.
We slept our
I slept
furious
off my
off.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I also did a task that
Did
I
you eat the stew? Did you eat Scrunt stew?
The good stew or the bad stew?
All the stew does is make you
The post-Scrunt
it's like
stew or
it
pre-Scrunt stew?
countermands the rabbit shit.
Maybe.
Well, it's either that or the wet hardtack that is covered in river juice. So yeah, I'll eat the stew.
Okay, so yeah, you all.
Eat the stew.
Okay, great.
Scrunt absolutely eats the stew.
Oh, absolutely.
I will have eaten the stew.
I eat the stew.
Okay.
Do we all get energized?
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yeah, you all feel energized.
Ooh, that's a condition, right?
Ooh, what does that mean?
It's a condition, so like it can help us in some ways, and maybe it's like try and be still and calm, and that'll hinder us in that way. Like,
Let me take a look what.
You're ready to toil.
I feel amazing.
I love
it
toiling.
fully just says like you
You feel energized.
energy and
Yes.
Let's
You wake
go,
up with a kind of a
Ready to go.
vim and vigor, and you see the boys also rise. They've warmed up the stew from last night for you to have.
It's one of those like forever stew situations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I play a little stickball with the boys before we go.
actually, yeah, you'd feel great.
feel amazing.
It's starting to feel. You're starting to feel like what it was to be young again. Something about being on the road,
This is
sleeping
amazing.
in a shack.
If
Fetch, young man. Now bring it back to
they
me.
do, and
if,
they do.
If either of the boys would have shown interest in like sword play or like swordsmanship, I would have like shown them my sword and like sorry, that's work. If they would have picked up some sticks, I would have like.
You never sleep better than after a good day's work.
Terrifying.
You see, Dora's.
Well, that's enough.
Sword still there.
If any of the boys are interested in leeches, I can show them a thing.
Oh, they know leeches.
So I can show them
They live
the
by
trick
the
where you
river.
put a tooth into a leech, and then you close the leech's mouth, and then the tooth. You can watch it go down, and then you turn the leech upside down, and then the tooth comes back out. I showed them that.
Is that a real thing?
You don't know.
I'm asking you, Jess.
No.
Pemon has lived a wild and varied life.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, it works with almost anything as hard as enamel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can try it.
They can't stop staring.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was once, one of the crimes I was charged with was loose lips.
Oh.
They fell off.
Ugh.
It's a problem.
What happened to your face?
I was surgered by my father
What?
to
Why?
make my skin hard as iron.
Ooh.
He failed. I was cast out
Oh.
onto the street.
Ugh.
Became a vagrant.
They can't stop. These two 12-year-old boys are just fascinated.
You feel that your life...
Does it hurt?
I haven't felt real pain in a decade.
Okay.
My nerves are cauterized.
Okay, we gotta go figure out how to fish with no hooks. Good luck.
Use your hands and teeth. Goodbye.
You could make one out of a finger bone.
Oh, wow. Mom took those.
That's too bad.
As a wildian, would I know like fly fishing or like other methodologies of fishing that don't?
Yeah, you've definitely seen and spending time in the wilds and stuff like that. You've seen
Or, like,
people fish with their hands.
spear
Yes, like spear fishing
yeah.
specifically.
And I like teach, just like spend a little bit of time explaining it, not like teaching them, but just being like there are other routes to fish
Yeah.
rather than hooks.
Yeah, you show them. Adura is over the moon.
I'll be back, boys, to check on your progress.
Oh, okay. I hope you do. You're such a good role model.
Aye. As she's standing behind her on the ridge of the top of her heart, a mass of white flies down on the edge. I need. Can you give me like a awfully sick pigeon sound?
They kind of coo, right? Like,
you see horrifyingly not sick. Actually, no, because that would be the rod. This is a toil.
Okay.
This is a jacked. This is a jacked pigeon.
it's fucking.
Yeah, it's pure white. It's pure white. And it lands on the edge of her heart and locks eyes with Scrunt. There you are, Grimmin. You took your time.
Grimmin?
Did you make that with
Witch
your
behavior.
too?
No, it's my friend.
I see.
You see Adora turns. Quick, boys, get the net!
No fly, Grimmin.
It looks like you two are familiar.
Aye. Is that a witch thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Only witches get familiar.
I look over at Johnny or Jimmy.
It's deeply suspicious behavior.
I look over at Jimmy. So we should have an exit plan.
It's good to have a friend who's so well trained in animal husbandry. To the rabbit farm.
Yes, I agree.
Wait.
Yeah, it's just a conduit for my occult power and contains my soul.
Before we go,
Yes?
I forgot. I have a suturing kit I use for doing surgeries.
Oh.
I'll give you one of these needles, which you could use as a fish hook, if you give me 5 fingers back.
Make it 2 fish hooks and I'll do it.
No, I need all 5 fingers back. Or for 1 fish hook. I only have 2 total in my surgery kit.
Think of the lovely stew.
Think of the fish.
How about
All
three
right.
fingers for one
Stop!
finger?
Stop negotiating me down. She said yes.
She said 3. She said 3.
Fine. 3 is fine. I was gonna give them back to you. Okay.
Yes.
3 fingers.
You know, it's something when
3 fingers.
the amount of fingers you have is your defining trait. What an absolute legend, That's incredible.
Okay.
You get
I take I pocket them. I pocket them.
And we hit the road.
Later.
Absolutely do.
Later.
All right.
Maybe.
You travel across the kind of brown grass fields. You see, because you pass by somewhat near the Greystone Hills. You kind of skirt around them, but you do see on the ground a corpse. Looks like it's hit the ground quite hard of one of those gold capes. You can see just the body has been splattered across. It looks like it's been thrown quite a ways, and it is missing most of the head and shoulder. There's one arm and the
One arm is 5 fingers.
That was you, psycho.
Put your mouth near the microphone. Put your mouth.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Do it.
Don't make the people with
Open.
misophonia lose their minds.
So loud in my head.
Now's your warning.
Is there satchel or bag on them, or is that gone?
You take a look around. You get right in there.
I look strictly
right in
for
the
a
viscera?
satchel and bag.
Okay. You do find there is a satchel. It's partially torn, but you look through and you find there is a knife.
I take it.
Like a little dagger.
Does it have a insignia of the gold cape
Mm-hmm.
on it?
Yep.
I take it.
It's a gold cape dagger.
I take it. I'm gonna put that in my inventory.
Their gold cape is mostly intact.
Don't want it.
And the other thing in the satchel is it's like a soggy. It's quite covered in blood, but it looks like maybe a diary.
I take it. 100% I take it.
Yeah. A bloody diary.
That's in my items.
I'm gonna pocket the fingers.
A
if
bloody
that's cool.
diary.
many are
There
available?
is fingers on one hand because there's
Okay.
only one hand and arm.
Can I 5?
You nick those 5 fingers.
Okay, I now have 7 fingers in possession.
Do you have like a
Yeah.
category that's
You're back up to 7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fingers.
Whoa.
Okay.
I
I'm
have
using tally, so.
in my
Do
inventory.
you not give the fingers?
No, we didn't have
hold
time
on
to do
them?
the surgery.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
we have
also,
to wait.
the last time, I should do it in character. Last time I gave you fingers, you immediately sold them and I had to remove them surgically.
That's a thing.
I don't have any money. My only bargaining chip is my fingers.
That's fine. I just think we can save time and effort by maybe not doing all of the work of suturing them back onto you.
Have you ever
But
tried?
what if somebody steals them when they're not attached to my hands?
I think there's ways of securing your possessions beyond suturing them to your flesh.
Have you ever tried selling toes?
Not yet. But I think it
Toes
would.
valuable in this world.
No.
Celebrity toes.
Scrunt
yes.
says into the middle distance.
I say to Grimmin.
Our toes valuable.
Grimmin has all his toes, which is odd for pigeons in this place.
Human toes?
Yeah, all his
Gross!
No, all his pigeon toes.
No!
Which is odd for pigeons of North Cumbrus.
Would imagine, yeah. Anyway, we go towards the.
It feels so weird.
It's fucking
It feels so wrong
jacked.
for Sean to be playing the straight man and for me to be playing the freak. Like, it's not right.
I love it.
It's so.
The best part is, Spence hates it too. Jimmy Quills hates it.
Literally, we could get to something. Spence could die immediately, and
Quills,
Sean would have to re-roll a new character.
I love that.
On the fly.
But you spend the rest of that day traveling to the overgrown rabbit farmer shack.
Do we go over the rocks or do we go around?
You go around.
Yeah, I was gonna say no giant time.
Yeah, you're not gonna go.
No giant time.
Seeing that corpse and everything, you kind of go on.
If one of us dies, we make a bloody nameplate and I'll put it in post and we just put it over top of the other nameplate.
That's fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Every time someone dies, a new nameplate's placed over top.
I love it.
And you see the grass as you get closer. You see the grass is quite a bit greener. As you start to get closer, you notice that the weeds and things like that are growing more wildly. The grass is growing taller. and you notice there's like kind of thickets of blackberry bushes and things like that. You can see the shack a little ways in the distance, and you notice there are, in fact, quite a few rabbits around.
How far of a berth do they give me?
They don't like you. They're all like, the rabbits are running away from all of you because of you. You're not sure why, but all the rabbits are kind of scattering as you get close. You're not able to get close to any of them.
Yeah.
As you head towards the
Unless you
shack.
put that together,
I feel like
I haven't shared that outwardly, but yeah, the second Honora walks forward, they just turn around.
Okay.
Oh, that's sad. I like rabbits.
I feel like I need to roll like whether I would notice that somehow, but I don't know what the best way to do that.
Are changelings common?
No.
Okay, great. I
don't know that you would notice. Yeah, unless you have a trait or something from your past that you've had some interaction with.
I feel like
changelings.
does
Weird,
being
a rabbit
disfigured help
is-
with this? I feel like Scrunt is like there's some occult shit happening, but it like doesn't know what it is.
I mean, rabbits being spooked by large
pretty
mammals
normal.
is
Yeah.
it's
just
pretty
kind of what
I
they
think-
do.
I
It
think
seems a little
Elvenlocke
odd,
wants
but-
to pet, and they keep moving, and she's like, "Oh, Don, oh no." But like nothing strange about that.
Yeah.
Standard rabbit.
So, red cloaks, huddle up. Are we going in investigation style? Say hello, talkie. We're not looking for witches. We're just asking other questions. Or are we setting up an ambush, killing everyone inside, and taking as many fingers as we can get our hands on?
Let's do a straw poll first. Do we think that this actually is a witch here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
I vote
Because
yes.
poison soup, good soup.
Scrunt, what do you
Poison
think?
soup, good
Do you think this is really a witch?
I'd have to meet them first.
Sounds like we're going in talking.
Okay, it sounds like talking to me too.
No, I was.
Any
up
other
for
thoughts?
Well,
What do you
I
think?
mean, we should be prepared to fight at a moment's notice because you never know when things could get
Witchy.
spooked.
Ah.
But perhaps diplomacy is the best policy to start. I don't really like having to kill people unless I really need to. But if we are here for her fingers, she is a witch, and those bring us money and acclaim within the guild.
Perfect.
Okay, we go in pleasant style.
Let's do it, Jimmy. It sounds like peasant style. We are. Sort of.
Excuse you? What?
Never mind.
Do you not see my gambeson?
Your what? Your what?
My gambeson?
What's that?
These sweet threads I'm wearing?
That's a very handsome Gamberson.
Yes.
Oh, Gamberson. I didn't recognize your regional accent for a moment.
Is there an R in it that I...
Gambison.
It's Gambeson. You have the regional accent. Gamberson? Son of Gamber? Is that what I'm wearing?
Gamber and Sons, yes.
Yes, it's the brand.
It's a Gambeson I got from Gamber
She
and
knows, she
Sons.
understands.
Acting the maggot. Let's get in there.
Yes,
Yeah,
let
okay,
us be
let's
very
do it.
inconspicuous, which is
Yes.
a trait I have.
Ah.
Oh,
So I think
good.
I could
Perhaps-
because I am also social.
Wow.
perhaps we take off our red
Skin.
cloaks.
Sorry.
Our fingers.
Wait, this is good.
Do you say that loud? Is it straight? I think Honor is just like, we should take off our red cloaks because if we are looking to be diplomatic
Yes.
and sociable, perhaps, a group of witchfinders walking up to what could be a witch's domicile, saying, we're here for your fingers. Nothing says we're here for your
Peel
fingers.
off the fingerless glove that was provided to me by.
You can keep it.
Well, no, I'm thinking.
No, I like what you're thinking. Just don't give it to me again.
So what's our story? Do we have a story?
Boy, do we love buying rabbits.
Do we love buying? Yes.
Yes.
Maybe we love buying rabbits, and we have something that we could really use some magical help for. But we don't know where we might go.
Who here would like to conceive a child?
I don't think.
Me.
Good.
I don't
We're a married couple. You're my young wife.
I question, do we want them to know that we know that they're witches, or do we want to go in more like a cult?
We'll
got to be
mention
subtle.
casually that we've been barren ever since our honeymoon.
Yes.
I'm an older gentleman who's trying to recapture my youth by marrying this young thing.
I love this plan.
I love him for it more than his money.
And I love her for more than her ridges.
I'm buying it.
We could also say that we're meat sellers looking to buy large quantities of meat for the city.
Which we need for the honeymoon.
If she's trying to spread whatever this is.
That's a good
Right.
This plan is perfect.
We'll combine
let's,
them.
let's lead with it.
We're
So
having a
you're
feast.
married.
We are married.
And barren.
We want to buy rabbits.
We are married
Having a feast to
meatmongers.
celebrate your upcoming pregnancy.
We're celebrating
That you
our
have
1 year
to-
barren anniversary.
Right.
Where
It's
we've
been 1 year since we started.
No.
Sorry,
Please do
man.
this, Vince.
It's been 1 year since we first started trying. We've been raw dogging for.
It's a raw dog anniversary.
No. Reel it back.
No
Let's reel it
success.
back.
Let's get back in. Let's get back in.
Okay, so
We'll
if
be
you're just
general
joining us,
about
we just
our
jumped over a little insane. Sorry for the cut. We just had a little thing.
Small insane moment. Moment of insanity.
There's 2 cuts in this episode. One about poetry, one about relationships. Now we're leaving it all in.
We'll see.
The dog's back in the cage.
Let's go.
Let's go, yeah.
Okay, so
Two hands on the wheel.
Okay, so you head towards the shack.
put the two of
Do you
them-
take your cloaks off?
Yes.
Okay, you bundle up your cloaks, you put them away as you head in.
Promised Halloween.
As you come in, you're not trying to be sneaky.
No.
Inconspicuous.
Inconspicuous for sure, to be sure. I will have you roll a check for being inconspicuous.
Inconspicuousing?
Your
How does
concentrate,
helping
like,
My
Plus one.
focused, I
it's a
think
plus
I'm-
1.
And I can like
If you
anyone can
have
do it.
something that you think.
Well, I think like it'll be like a subtle like scratch on my face to show off the brand when the door opens.
Okay, great.
To kind of be like, we're definitely not witch hunters.
Okay. Great. So I would say it's focused because you're kind of taking your time as you
I
approach.
will ask, are all the stories about witch hunting? Because I feel like
No.
okay, I was gonna say I feel like being a witch in this game is fucking hard.
No, I chose a witch finding guild.
Oh, I love that.
Because
That's
I like
great.
the Fennig, and I was like, that fits.
Which is so funny.
So funny. And I'm so glad one of you is a witch. So yeah, 2d6. You can take the higher number and add your +2 plus your +1 is +3.
So that was a 6 is the higher number.
Whoa!
So
9.
9.
Absolute success.
Crit.
You want to go with that?
Do we want to maybe toss a coin?
Do that.
Yeah.
Get that doom.
I
No. Doom it up.
So accurate before.
Well, I have to go over.
Yeah.
Let's go, Des.
Okay.
As a guest.
I'm flipping it.
Butthole.
Butthole.
Critical success. Is that the first one?
I think
It
so.
is. So as you kind of knock on the door and you show off the brand and you kind of arrive there, you see kind of scuttle out of the house 4 of these small folk. They almost look like their backs are covered in quills. They almost look like echidna people. As you see them, yeah. As you see them kind of scurry out and look at you as the door opens, you see another one of these folks, but you can see they have a number of kind of satchels on them. I have just so many trinkets and things like that in their possession, slung in little bags and things like that, all kind of sewn together roughly. She's only like yay big. She's
So
quite
to be
short.
clear, these things come out and they are clearly non-human.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that
That's you like knowing what you know about Fennigs. Yeah, you know that they're not.
and Fennigs are acceptable parts of society. Like
Not necessarily acceptable. They're a part of the world, but they're not like they don't live in towns and
Right.
things like that. They live. They're
And so Fennig's one thing. A Fennig witch is another thing in town.
Is a Fennig who is a witch.
Yeah, like
Got
I am a
it.
human witch.
Yeah.
This is like a goblin witch.
Yeah, I'm a human witch.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
As like she kind of looks. Hello.
Hello.
Well, what? Welcome.
Thank you.
What brings you here today? You look fantastic.
Oh, you look fantastic. Well, my lovely friends here, we're looking to have a Baron celebration feast. They've been 1 year trying, and to try and summon up the good jujus, we're looking to buy some meat.
Oh, yes, of course.
For the city, many attendants.
Everyone in the city's attending.
Oh, well, yes, of course. Come. And she invites you into the shack, and you can see it's been they've taken over and made this kind of nice domicile.
Are there rabbits inside?
There's some dead ones.
Great.
And you see the other Fennigs kind of scatter off collecting rabbits, and she goes, "You, the Baron one."
It could be him.
Either. I can help if you like.
We don't know yet.
I'm pretty sure I'm virile.
It's me. It's certainly me.
I can give you the gift of a child.
That would be excellent.
Wonderful. And she takes your hand, and you are a willing creature as you feel a kind of lurch in your stomach as she uses her growth ability, and a Fennig crawls out of your stomach. You need to resist death.
Oh my god!
Let's go!
This is a legit ability.
What?
Perfect.
So
Either unconscious or a willing creature, which
So
you.
there is a very special card. It's the only card. It's the death card. Jess, have fun.
Difficulty
Okay.
is 8.
Oh my god! Difficulty resisting death. The difficulty is 8? Okay. So I roll 2, I take the highest one.
You roll 1.
And
if
is there a
you
plus?
just-
Roll
That's
1.
happening.
The difficulty is 8. Do I have a plus to it?
Well, I feel like one of your traits. What are all your traits? 'Cause I
Yeah.
feel like one of them must
One
be.
of them must be helpful.
You've been cut up and put back together.
Disfigured.
Yeah.
The thing reloaded in my computer before I got them all written down. But it's like disfigured, hardened.
Hardened, I feel.
Yeah.
Hardened? I mean, maybe
Or
disfigured because I've already got
hardy.
stitches there that it could.
And disfigured is your defining feature. So I'll
I'm so disfigured.
I'll give you a +2.
Okay, so I have to get a 6 or I die.
Or get that doom.
Or
roll.
the doom roll.
Or the doom roll. Here we go. It's a 2.
So a 4.
So that's a failure.
You can only make it. No.
No, there's no way, right?
No, so here's what happens. So currently, you've gotten under, so you would count as dying.
Dying.
If you were to flip the coin
and get a butthole
and get equal, you could hold out. If you got a skull, you would die instantly.
I think I have.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. And then your next character also crawls out. Is there any?
As the Fennec is crawling out of me, I reach out to Jimmy and I go, "Kiss me one last time."
Ew, no!
Okay. And then I look at what it was helping me and I go, "He does really love me though." And I die.
Incredible!
And she dies as like alien style. This thing crawls out of an existing gash in her belly.
No.
Yes.
And there's definitely 3 leeches that also crawl out of the hole.
There you are.
Thank you.
She go, and then
I think as that happens, I
you
drop
have
my
a
sword.
baby. It's beautiful.
I drop my sword.
Go into combat.
Does one of the gold cloaks?
Yeah.
Does one of the gold cloaks turn up?
Yeah, what am I now?
Yes.
We'll see. Here,
Oh
you
my
can.
gosh.
That's a great idea.
Oh my
make it-
gosh.
You can make
Okay,
a witch.
I'll make a gold cloak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gold cape
We'll see
comes
what-
running in.
Dude,
Oh god!
If you somehow
I just
manage
got
to
away from
roll
the
a
giant.
fecund witch, that's so perfect. You can just be one of the Fennigs.
We got it.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna take off the. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do it in the bottom. Just in the bottom here.
Great.
You're already on the pad.
We need some minis.
Yes, I've got some over here. I got some gross little dice.
Gross little guys. So combat works in this where you have take 2 d6s and you're going to place them in front of you. And at the beginning of the start of combat, you gain your maximum footing. We're not surprised because we saw this happen.
Yep.
So we don't lose any of our footing. The round begins and you gain 2 action dice. You set your action dice. On the top of your character sheet, you see there are a bunch of things you can do, 1 to 6. And if you choose to do one from that category, so say I wanted to do aid and also a standard strike, I would set 1 and 4. The 1s are all resolved first, and then 2s, 3s, 4s. Once we get all the way to 6, we then start again and set new action die until things are resolved.
Resolved.
Can I borrow your laptop for a second?
Oh my God. What do you need?
I want to quickly type up the overlay. Because you have them as just like separate nameplates?
I can make it right now.
Yeah.
I can make it right now.
Jess, real quick, what's your name?
My new character's name?
Yeah.
My name? My name? Fletch.
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 Okay. You know
Fletch
what? I don't
is
know
a
if
winner.
Chantel's going to be able to load it in, so we'll have to do it in post.
It's okay.
Fletch is
Do it in post.
Okay.
Covered in blood.
Yeah, you see this gold cape run in "Ah, my friend, he was throwing my giant. Oh God! Just in time to see.
Okay,
That's Fletch?
That's the
Fletch.
image you're coming in with.
Yeah, so Fletch is just the biggest man you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Cartoon
Would
lumberjack.
you describe his defining trait as burly?
His defining trait, you might say, is burly. He's also reckless, and he's got a missing eye. It's sewn shut, and he has a piece of straw in his mouth that he's still managing to kind of chew on in a cool way as he's running towards you guys. Hey, everybody!
Fletch.
Also, he's tough as fuck. How'd you get a 6?
I have no idea.
He got double tough.
I
My friend died.
Fletch, him. I'm so.
He got thrown.
He picks up the hammer.
Yeah. Whoa! Mind if I use this? What the fuck is this mass of flesh?
Comically large for Pemon, fits perfectly for Fletch.
Like it was made for me.
I love this guy's energy.
He looks like he could toil.
What the fuck?
I would like to pull my fingers out of Pemon's pockets as she lays on the ground.
You swipe them
You have
quickly.
7 now.
Why I told her to attach them.
Wait, there is an action for that in combat. That is actually a
That's
thing
true.
that you can
Okay,
do.
so you get your 2 action dice, so you can
Yes.
choose from your list of actions that should be on the
Des, that would be a
character
draw
sheet.
action.
Okay, yes.
Draw action.
God, that's so funny.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 1 for all the Fennigs that are there. There's 4 Fennigs and the Fennig Witch. So.
Can you do the same action twice?
Yes.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay, I am going to. An open action is kind of like a free action. It's just like something you interact with something, something like that. I think. Let me double check. Combat is crunchy.
All right.
So we get 2 action dice.
Yes.
So we have 2 actions.
2 things that you can do.
Theoretically do.
Yes.
Man, I
Excellent.
can see the Baldur's Gate thing that Fletch is doing, just standing there with the warhammer waiting for his turn. My friend got tossed.
He's hit all his dialogue options.
Open actions, if it says open actions, are any actions that take a small amount of time but aren't already in the action block. Some mechanical examples of open actions are standing from prone, impairing a foe, which is the impair card, healing an ally, which is the heal card, interacting with something, open a door, pick up an item, pull a lever, convince a foe to back off, etc., etc. So talking is an open action. So you have to set the intention that you're doing an open action. You can't just talk in combat. As an open action, many abilities can be performed as an open action. Whilst in combat, they can only be performed by resolving an open action. Okay.
I just gotta point out too, the growth ability, there's a little subtext underneath it, and it says, the miracle of life and the nightmare of birth, locked in internal embrace.
The copy and the descriptions for this book are outstanding. Jack Caesar, who wrote this, so incredibly
good.
talented. Please go pick up this game.
We're gonna need some content warnings on this one too.
So I'm gonna do that for the Fennigs, and the Fennig Witch is going to.
Okay, I am going to.
It is a 3 as well. They're both back.
Okay, so we're all on the bottom floor.
Yes, and 2 of the Fennegs are up top. The Fenneg Witch is right in the middle there, the bigger.
Okay, and there's no way upstairs.
Not that you can see, not from inside.
Okay.
Not unless we do it.
You can use an action to move up there.
Okay.
All right, so we start with Act 1. Is anyone doing? Yeah, I can see your dice.
I got a 1.
1
Oh.
on the die.
Oh, you just
Wait,
have
what
to.
do I do?
You have to
Oh, you
pick
get
one of the
I pick
from
one?
one of these lists.
And just set the
your
dice.
Yes.
So we can resolve
Yes, I
all
want
the
one
number ones
and
first.
Because
one.
you grabble in your fingers.
Yeah.
Great. You grab all those fingers.
Yeah, I would like, and then
You're doing 2 ones.
I'm doing 2 ones. Does the second one come later?
No, you can do 2 different actions if you want, or if you want to use the other number 1 action, you would resolve it right away.
Yeah, I want to grab my fingers and I want to take out my sling.
Okay, great. So yeah, you kind of ready your sling.
Yeah.
As
You have
kind
to
of
draw up to 2 pieces. So if we
Oh,
count
yeah.
fingers as a single piece, that would just be 1 action.
Yeah, I'll say you can do that in one
Okay,
action.
okay. Then
So
I'll change
grab your
that.
fingers, draw your sling. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Load the sling with fingers.
With fingers. Finger sling.
I would like to aid Fletch over here. I love his energy.
Yeah.
And I want to say, stab that, killed this one. And I gesture at it with a spear. And that's going to give you a +1 on whatever you do next. So I love your vibe.
Stab it with a warhammer for sure.
Perfect.
All right. It is now 2s.
I have 2.
Okay.
I am going to take the dash action in addition to my free move at the start of the act. And I am going to try, realizing I have a sword and a knife. Those are my best weapons, that nothing is going to happen if we don't get up there. I'm going to try and get up on the top floor.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a 2 or a 3, so I set it as a 2 so we can check in and you can let me know. I want to flick a coin at her. Is that a hasty action or is that a light strike?
Are you trying to hurt her?
No, I just want the coin to touch her.
I would say a hasty action. Or a hasty action.
That's a 2. I'm essentially just flipping one of those flattened iron coins at her. And when it touches her, she needs to make a corruption check.
Yeah.
Okay, corruption card.
She's up there.
Yeah, did you go up here?
Yeah.
Here? Great.
There's a really fun way they do movement in this game where it's designed to be theater of the mind.
Yeah, yeah.
So you either move short or long distances.
Yes.
Which are just circumstantial.
Yeah,
based
and I'd say
on
that's
the
a short
context.
distance.
Sure
You
is.
didn't catch her name, correct?
You did not catch her name.
But the thing that I'm trying to curse her with is to be inured with the feelings of a hard day's work, which I feel like relates to toil.
Okay.
So it's a DC, and I don't have a piece of her, so it's a DC 7 corruption check.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I can roll that. Okay, a 3. I'm gonna say she probably has a +1 being a witch. She's kind of familiar with the kind of magic that's coming at her. So that would be a failure.
You gonna doom twing?
I've got to.
Flip that skull.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Not real, not real.
But
So it meets it?
Meets it. So you suffer no ill effects from the corruption, but the GM chooses whether you gain furious, exhausted, bleeding, or uneasy condition. I would say
Furious makes the
she's furious as you flick it at her. It kind of scratches her face. She's, and all her quills go up at the same time. And I am doomed.
Is that like you can also be doomed?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It just goes back to me. It means you're not doomed.
Right.
Yes.
All right,
force
so
one of
that
us
was
to make doom checks.
2s. Now we get into 3s.
I'm gonna do a light strike, make a hasty attack with a non-heavy weapon, so that's my sling.
Nice. And are you going to target her or one of the other Fenneg?
One of the other ones that I can see.
Okay.
Not her. We had a good time. We were gelling, you know? Like
You take the attack action.
So this is how this goes. This is the difficulty equals the defender's current toughness plus protection +1 per footing spent to dodge or block the attack.
Right.
So we have this stat footing that we haven't really engaged with.
Yes.
And so you can actually expend that to, I guess,
help kind of dodge.
before the attack,
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
how
gonna
much.
spend a footing
Yep.
here to.
How much do you? It's like casting shield before you roll.
Yeah.
And then.
And that sets the DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has 3 toughness. She's gonna spend 2 of her 5 footing to kind of help block. So the DC is gonna be 5.
And it's for this attack.
It's
So
this
she spent
attack.
2 for this attack, but no following attacks. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
She's trying to
Yeah,
dodge
it's-
this
Yeah.
specific attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And does your sling give you any bonuses?
No.
Is it a +1 swing?
No.
Just a regular
Just a
swing.
Regular ass.
sling.
Range
Would
of
you?
That
Oh,
is
that was.
wildly cocked.
You know what? Would you?
Hey!
Hey, that's a 6.
Oh, nice. So that's a full success.
That's 1 over. Wait,
Yeah.
that's 1 over.
Yeah.
It is a. Is this a bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing?
So over.
Bludgeoning, I would say.
Bludgeoning?
Over. The target loses -1, or like has -1 toughness.
-1 toughness. She's down to 2 toughness.
And if the attack had a specific damage type associated, there's an additional effect described in the damage table.
Oh, but
Okay, so
maybe,
it didn't say it.
maybe
It says specifically
says
if it's got.
Yeah.
Okay. So she has
Oh, so
2
okay.
tough.
Oh, and the damage table is in that handy little printout.
Yeah.
You've got.
Yeah.
Incredible. So cross
All
that when
right.
you come to it.
Okay.
Sling is bludgeoning damage.
Yeah,
No.
no, it does have a damage association. Unarmed doesn't. But it's the B, S, or P.
So bludgeoning.
Yes.
Get bludgeoned.
So bludgeoning is staggered. Target loses 2 footing. If they are prone, they instead lose 2 toughness.
Okay. So she's not prone, so she loses.
She loses 2 toughening. She's already spent 2 toughening. That's
2 fitness or
Footing.
footing.
Footness.
Footness.
Footness Everdeen.
Yeah.
I was.
There it is.
Yeah.
So footing it means you're prone on the ground.
If
Yes.
you
If you
have
have
If you get to
none.
0.
You have 0 footing.
None.
And she has 1 left now.
Ooh. All right. It is the. They're gonna take their because they're both doing 3s. So the Fennigs are all gonna attack. We're gonna start. We're gonna do all their Fennig attacks at the same time.
There's
This
so
one
many. Yuck.
goes to you. This one goes to you. This one goes to you.
Uh-oh.
And actually not this one because he's got to move. So he's gonna use his.
My weapon has an improvised -1, 2-handed +1.
So
Do
if
they
you like,
just
if you
cancel
just
each other out?
so this would be improvised. Would be like if you picked it. If you were in a barn, you
Oh, it'd be
picked it up
-1,
off the
but
ground
If
and
I'm, if I'm wielding it properly, it's a
Yes.
+1. Oh, that's. I like that.
Yeah.
so it's like if you picked up a pitchfork
If
and
you're
tried
fighting in a room and you're like,
Yeah.
pitchfork, like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Actually,
Right.
this Fennec would have moved on the 2, so this one moved down. So that was its action.
We're doing combat with the system for the first time. Numbers.
All right, so the other ones are going to do their strike against a foe. So it's an attack +1. So what would you like to set as your? Each of you
It's
is
protection
getting
plus toughness.
Yes.
Yes, actually, one of you is not getting attacked.
My base is 9.
5 of you.
My base is 8, so I'm good.
We'll say that.
My base is 4, so I'm gonna.
We'll say Fletch isn't getting attacked. Yeah, Fletch?
Fletch.
Wait, what armor did Fletch get?
Fletch. I just chainmail for convenience,
Ah,
so I didn't have to look it up again.
fair.
Yeah, so Fletch, that one ran around to get
You
over
have
to
6
Fletch.
toughness?
I'm also too burly for normal armor. 6 toughness plus
and-
2 from the chainmail.
And then, oh no, actually, so it's you. You're getting attacked.
Yep.
You're getting attacked, and you're getting
I'm
attacked.
just a weak old man.
And then the properties of Castle Forge +1 and Heavy +1. What?
So that's all factored into like the lamellar.
Oh, actually,
yeah.
no, it's Des. Sorry, not you. It'll be you.
Oh.
So
Elvenlocke,
1,
no.
2, 3.
Okay.
So roll your the
Do you want
DC
the-
to beat,
Do you want to spend some footage?
I'm gonna dump as much.
or
footing-
let me know what your DC is to beat.
Should I?
Honora's DC is 8.
Okay, 8.
I'm dumping as much footing as I can while staying on my feet. It's gonna be a 7.
No, you're not getting attacked. It's these 3.
Oh, amazing!
Because the other one ran over by Fletch.
Man.
I'm gonna spend some foot.
The witch might go after you.
Is Fletch getting attacked? No.
No.
7.
Okay. He's too burly to get attacked.
Safe bet.
I don't
right?
have
Yeah.
For expediency,
That's
I'm just gonna
safe.
roll 1 once for all of
Not
them.
feeling good about.
Yeah,
what
I'm
Elvenlocke's
9.
gonna do.
Okay.
9, 7, 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 5 plus a 1 is a 6. So that's what was yours?
7.
7.
9.
9.
8.
8. Okay, so
Want to flip that die?
I don't know. No, because I didn't. Well, I guess I could flip the die.
Would you have to flip it for one of us?
Once for each person.
Because
I'm not
currently by missing, you're off balance. Lower your own footing by 1.
Flip it.
If you are unarmed, also lose 1 toughness.
Should probably.
Flip
I'll just
that-
flip it once
flip
for all
that
of them
coin.
because I rolled for all of them.
Yeah.
If it's a head,
Yes.
that's a head. Everyone gets grazed. You lower your footing by 1, and the target loses 1 toughness.
Ooh.
Okay. So you all lose 1 toughness.
Brutal. Even
And
though-
they lose 1 footing.
Because you flipped the doom coin.
Yeah.
That silly Doom coin
Love that Doom coin.
keeps doing things.
Keeps dooming, dooms be dooming.
Keeps doing things.
Okay, and now it's the witch is gonna take hers. She's gonna
furious at me.
cackle, and she cackles and points to 2 foes. She's gonna point to you, and she's gonna point to you, and give you cramps. You suffer painful cramps and must resist death.
What?
Okay.
His DC is 2.
Honestly, legit.
So
As you feel your guts just start to ache, as you double over, I need you to both resist death.
The difficulty of resisting death
No,
is
it's 2. It's the difficulty.
Yeah,
Is 2.
it's on
difficulty
yours
is
too.
2. Okay.
Yeah, it says that.
Okay, amazing.
So, and
2's the number to beat.
I don't think I have anything to add to this. Do you think you have anything?
A zeal for life? Oh, good, a 6. Fuck you.
A 3.
As you as you kind of fight back the pain.
Not today.
Not
If you have 2 action dice, lose an action die. So
So yeah, in the next round, or you.
No.
Yeah.
So I've already spent an action die
Yes.
to help
So if you
Big
have
Man.
any action die remaining,
No,
use it.
because I did my hasted flip, my coin flip.
You flip your So you
But that means
use
that's
one.
second action.
But if you had a second, whatever your second action was,
You lose it for this
lose
round.
it.
Gone because I succeeded at not dying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Unless you want to flip that coin, try to get a critical success.
Yeah, I'll try to flip that coin. Give me that,
Right?
Give me that fucking coin.
Right? You could try to doom
Yeah,
coin
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
What happens if I critically succeed?
Heroic effort. If you have 1 action die, you gain an action die. So you don't. There's really. It's only if you have 1 action die. So you don't gain a 3rd one.
So you would basically just keep your second one.
You keep your 2nd one.
Wait, what's the not today?
Not today. If you have 2 action die,
Yeah.
you lose 1.
But I don't have 2 action die. One's been spent.
Oh, because you've 1 been spent. Then I guess.
Oh, so then
Yeah.
we're fine.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah, I
All right.
don't have 2.
New time, new system,
New
new
system.
system.
Right? Let's have it.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
I think.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
However, you only have 1 action die. If you did crit
doom
success
coin.
this,
Get another
then
one
you could
back.
get another
You
one
get
to
another
do
one
something
back.
else. You could get crazy.
But if you lose it,
Don't tell them that part. If you lose it, you are holding out. If you have 2 action dice, lose an action die. Increase the difficulty of all attempts to resist death by 1 until dawn. So you don't lose an extra action die, but it's going to be harder to not die later.
Die next time.
So
I'm
your,
sure she won't.
your death rolls are all technically +1 to the difficulty
Yeah.
now. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So 9 on normal, 3 on this. My cramps are bad. I'm pooing a little.
Cramps are bad, y'all. And you know bad cramps as
Yeah.
a toiler.
Yeah, dude. Thing is, the smell,
Total.
it just doesn't change.
All right, we're at
pretty par for
Act
the course.
4. Act 4.
I have a 4.
Same.
Yeah.
I have a 4.
Okay, so we'll just go down the line.
I am going to take a standard strike against the
Standard strike.
the what you call it in front of me, the Fennig in
Yep.
front of me. So the equals the defender's current toughness plus their protection. So what's the difficulty?
They are. They're going to just spend 1 footing, so it's 4.
It's 4. Okay. And then my sword is a +1.
Okay.
And this is a standard strike, so it's not focused. So this is I'm just rolling and adding.
When you do a quick
plus
one, the haste
one.
is you have to roll 2 and take the lower.
That's a 6.
Ooh, hell yeah.
So I was
So
like
that
trying
is
to figure out
a-
my thing.
That is over. So my roll was a 7 technically.
7.
So the target loses 1 toughness.
Okay.
And
You're
this
2
is.
over?
I was. Oh yeah, the difficulty was 4. I have 7.
3 over?
Yeah.
What damage should I be?
Slashing.
Slashing. Sliced eye. Target gains the missing ear or eye permanent injury and must resist death.
Whoa!
Okay.
Death card.
If the opponent has a dinner, apply as described below certain attacks and special effects if they cause.
Difficulty is for resisting death is 3. So.
Oh yeah, if this happens.
He goes 5. So that is over. So not today. If he has 2 action die, lose an action die, but he doesn't. So okay. So not today. But his eye is wounded.
Gone.
He's half blind, which is a condition, and he's just like there's blood all over his face.
So-
He's lost to toughness.
And toughness, just to remind the folks at home, is what helps determine our
AC,
basically AC.
yeah.
Yes.
So like
The more you get hit,
this
the
is
more
like
you
a
get
chip
hit.
down kind of
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I want to just
Take it away,
stab the
Jimmy
one
Quills.
that killed Pemon.
The witch?
Was
You
it
stab the witch?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
the witch-
right in front
witch
of me.
killed Pemon.
We hate her. We hate her. I stab it.
She gave
no.
me Oh no.
Come on, baby.
This is not good.
It was a 1.
I'm doomed right now, but you want to be doomed? You want to
Let me
flip
see
that
the
way?
combat thing. So I rolled a 1, which isn't great.
He has 2 toughness.
Yeah, I'll fucking flip it.
Do you have any pluses or anything?
Yeah,
No.
what are your weapon types?
What are your weapons?
I just have a short spear. It's not a
No,
plus
plus
1.
one, yeah.
It does piercing, but I'm willing to risk it all because I
Careful, don't hit your
I must avenge my wife. Oh, I can feel it. This is bad.
It's a butthole?
It's a fumble.
Oh no.
Something goes terribly wrong. The GM decides Jimmy Quill's fate.
This is against the witch.
So you go to stab out, and she turns, and you go full into the quills, and you lose a toughness as you get stabbed with the quills into your face.
Quills.
Yeah.
Don't have that many to lose.
And she's as you kind of pull back, all the blood kind of running down your face.
Okay,
Fletch.
so
Take it away.
So Fletch is aside from being burly, his other trait is reckless. So what would his other weapon have been that he would have had?
He probably would have had the gold capes usually use axes like hatchets.
Okay, cool. He throws them both with he throws both the warhammer and his hatchet at the.
I think the
witch.
warhammer is a two-handed weapon.
Yeah, he's so burly.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. He's burly. He can throw both.
Yeah, he says, "Get wrecked!" And he throws both of them.
I love Fletch.
Those are my 4. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Who are you throwing into the witch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
She's gonna spend her last footing.
So she goes prone?
Yeah,
She
she
will after this. Yeah, after.
She fell down.
Okay.
3, so the DC is 3.
And I roll one. Just one.
You just
Two.
one,
One.
Standard strike. Standard strike.
Standard strike. That's a 3.
Okay.
That makes
Equal. That's a graze.
Yeah.
Lower your own footing by 1, and the target.
Unless you want to flip.
I'm reckless.
Surely you obviously want to flip.
Yeah.
Hey, that's gonna be over.
Aha!
I don't think you get any of these effects. I think you just do it. I think you just
Yeah.
do it.
The target loses 1 toughness.
Yep.
Because it's not numerically over.
Get fletched.
Yeah. Target loses 1 toughness. You keep all your feet.
Okay, so you watch as not only do you hear though, she expends the rest of her footing and she falls. She kind of gets hit. She's like, ah!
Ooh, I'll write that spot
To the
down.
ground. She falls to the ground.
Is Fletch a handsome kind of burly?
Yeah, oh yeah. Fletch is gorgeous. Like Gaston kind of energy.
No. Gorgeous.
No one is-
for this world.
Gorgeous for this world.
okay.
Yeah.
But does he have the eye-catching
Big,
trait?
big.
No, he doesn't have the
Okay,
eye-catching
so you
trait.
don't have the
I
eye-catching.
don't have the eye-catching trait, but I'm as eye-catching as I can be without having the
You're
eye-catching.
eye-catching like an
And you
ox.
definitely have acne.
Yeah. Absolutely. Terrible skin.
Furrows. You have
Great
furrows.
bone structure, terrible skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's all the Act
Fours.
4s. Act 5.
I have an Act 5.
Whoa!
I would like to do a heavy strike on the witch who is prone.
Yes.
And her toughness is 1, if I am correct.
Don't you have a pitchfork?
Yeah, it's a two-handed weapon. So I get a +1 because it's two-handed. It's a focus attack, so I roll twice. I am just stabbing straight
Yeah.
down. That is a 4, so it is 3 over with piercing.
You went over, but surely you want that critical.
No, because this result is funnier.
Tempt him with the grit.
Punctured eye. Oh! Gains the missing eye, permanent injury, and must resist death.
Oh, yeah. I think she's dead though, because she's gone to zero.
Yeah, she loses a
She's
toughness.
at zero toughness.
But she also loses an eye.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It goes. And there's just a horrible sound.
What you do is gain for no work.
What the fuck?
The other Fennigs are still attacking us.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, as you watch as the witch, the Fennig witch goes limp, and blood just pours out. As you pull out, the eye is still on the pitchfork.
I take it.
Any action 6? Okay. We go back to the top of the round, so we go back to Act 1, so you set your action die.
End of round. Retreat. If anyone in the room would like to retreat.
They all retreat.
Retreat is a card.
Yes.
Oh, they have to roll for it?
Yeah.
The Fennigs move to run away. The difficulty of retreating is 5. Increase the difficulty by 1 for each dangerous foe within short range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's 10. Increase the difficulty by 2 to cover an adjacent ally's retreat. No. Increase the break up the line of sight. Okay, so the difficulty is 10. I can't win. But I
can if you roll a coin.
If you roll that coin.
That's
that's pretty good.
Flip that coin.
But I will flip the coin.
It's right there.
To see.
I'd love the coin.
Nope.
Yes.
Doesn't go great.
Yes.
So that's a fail, and then it's a critical fail, so they lose all footing and fall prone, and you fail to retreat as they go, oh no! As they all scramble over each other.
And they're all down.
As they all fall prone trying to get out.
Nice.
Surely the one up top takes a bit of toughness damage as he falls.
He's basically dead.
Can we do bludgeoning, maybe a battered, loses additional 1 toughness, and a piece of armor they're wearing gains ill-fitting?
Yeah. Their quills kind of bend into their shoulder. We can play the rest out, or we can just narrate it out as you just wreck these Fennigs as they fail to retreat. You just finish them off.
And Honora jumps down to the Fennig witch, takes out the knife she's took.
Oh, you're gonna have to fight Fletch for this. He's going for it for the gold.
He's a gold cape.
I stand right in front and I look at him, and Fletch sees in front of him maybe the most beautiful woman that you've ever seen.
What's your
My God.
My friend, what's your name?
Fletch.
I'll pay you for one of those fingers. And I pull out a flattened coin.
Or you have no idea.
I'm more interested in this.
And I turn
Standard strike.
I pull out the red cloak of the red cloaks. And I look at Fletch and I go, the gold cloaks stand for nothing.
This is true.
Come with us and make a difference. And there will probably be more money in it for you. Or you're gonna die on the floor.
Do you have a weird barber surgeon?
We do.
He has an extra arm.
Does he have a spare eye? And you see that Fletch has like a missing eye. My God. He pulls off his gold cloak, and throws it to the ground, and stomps on it, and grabs the red one from
I grab the good one.
I give you the red cloak, and as I do so, I lean down. 5, 10, grab the 10 fingers.
All right, so you collect your witch fingers.
We don't know if any of these are witches in training. I'm just gonna go ahead and collect all of them.
Honora absolutely makes sure that the actual witch fingers are kept on her person because we're going to get some money.
You see as you walk out, all the plants are dying. You see the rabbits as well. Like almost immediately, you just see this kind of brown, like kind of creeping decay that just crawls across all of this new grass. And you see the rabbits just kind of strewn out amongst the grass. As you head back and make your way, it's about a 2-day travel.
Does anyone take Pemon's body?
I don't know if we can carry it.
I don't think I can carry it.
Just checking, just curious.
Usually you give a character a funeral, but that's fine.
That's right. I did forget we do that.
You can
so
leave
I
skin
think,
bag.
I think Honora would have looked at the.
You can bury her there.
We should.
Burn the house. I agree.
Yes, but we should also bury Pemon.
In the burning house.
Yes.
2 for 1.
I think
burn
we should,
witches.
I think we
bury
should bury
comrades.
Pemon as well, since she did help me with my finger so many times.
She also has a bunch of spares.
Who, Pemon?
Yeah.
I've raided pockets already.
But I'm saying, look at her.
I'm taking her fingers.
Her fingers are all different colors.
I'm taking all of them.
Some of those are as well.
Yeah.
It's how we keep Pemon with us on.
Absolutely.
So
Take a little something.
So what you're at now? You're at 17 fingers?
I think so. I had
Rich
7.
with
I
fingers.
think 10,
Rich.
yeah.
Lousy with fingers.
I think we would manage to carry Pemon's body to a place where the decay and that. So we don't want to bury her on desecrated soil.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So we would take her back to a place that looks nice, and I think Honora would be like, we can't bury her in desecrated soil. So
This isn't desecrated soil. Look at everything dead. The witches were keeping it alive. Now that they're gone, the soil's gone back to normal.
all the same, it was affected by a witch. So maybe let's just move out of the area.
You'll be hard pressed to find soil not affected by a witch.
I hate this. We carry Pemon to a nice.
This guy likes witches, eh?
I just know
You
a
don't know
lot.
the half of it.
I just know a lot.
About witches.
What?
Yeah, I was one.
What the fuck?
I'm absolved.
Hey Tim,
Who
what's this
absolved
nice
you?
little flowery area over here?
That's
You'll
the you would know that's the fertile floodplain.
I can tell.
Okay, we should
Yeah.
shouldn't go there.
Yeah.
You did absolve me.
So we bury Pemon somewhere nice.
The guilds take sinners and they take everybody.
You take her back.
The guilds reinforce its ranks using those it finds in prisons, pillories, and pyres.
Yeah.
And then, I have something that keeps me going.
You find a nice place along the river.
And at that lovely burial point, I will take out the one book I took of the 3, because as a scholar, when I'm at a library, I can take a book and it becomes a nameless book. And at a point of my choosing, I can decide what that book is about, and it becomes a perfect tool for the task. And thus, I have found it was a book of prayers. And
Funerary rites?
Exactly.
Oh,
So
that's
I would like to
sweet.
read the exact right prayer to help Pemon on her 7-day journey to hell.
Yeah, there is a whole
That's
thing.
just how the lore is.
There's a whole thing in here about where you go to die. It's great. This is how death works.
The lore
it's in the
fucking rules,
calendar.
y'all.
Also, you are literate, so you can read the prayer. It's
Yeah,
great.
I'm a
Oh, yeah, is
published
Fletch literate?
author.
Is Fletch literate?
No.
Can Fletch swim?
Oh no.
No. Fletch is burly, missing an eye, reckless, and a country folk. That's it.
But yes, we want to send her off and hopefully she finds where she needs to
And
go.
you do. You conduct a beautiful funeral to send off Pemon, your lost fellow guild member. As the sun is kind of setting, you make your way back to North Cumbris and back to the guild hall with your spoils in hand. And that's where we're going to end it tonight.
Technically, we don't have any hands. We just have fingers.
Our spoils
true.
of fingers.
Fingers in hand.
Yay! Well done, team.
Dude, you're up 14 fingers. Or is that counting the fingers on your
This
wrist?
is out of my
Incredible.
pocket.
So you're up 19 fingers.
Yeah.
This is a big day for you.
Big.
Yeah.
Big day.
All just all up one arm.
I want to say a huge thank you to the incredible folks from
bandolier.
Caesar Inc., Jack and Chris Caesar, and all of the wonderful folks over at this incredible game studio. Go pick up a copy of
Let's do this again.
Doomsong. Let's do this
Yeah,
again. This
this
was
Very
super
fun.
Game
fun.
fucking
Very
rules.
Really
The
cool.
coin?
And there's so much.
It's so fun.
There's so much to mine.
The lore is incredible. If you're wanting a game that kind of completely changes the way that D&D, like D&D or a lot of other more crunchy TTRPGs work, that is already rife with lore. You don't have to think about anything. The world building is already
really
done.
I'm
for
mad we
you.
don't get to engage with the downtime mechanics.
I know,
Because
the
there's
downtime
a
mechanics are so
huge
fun.
part of that, and
Well-
You get any XP?
Yeah.
We all level up?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's how it works.
XP.
It's
You
actually
get given XP that you can spend during downtime. And I started with 2 because it was dawn. Wait, fuck.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay, y'all keep ending the thing. I just need to
Oh my god.
So
Land
I
at the
am
end here.
high key obsessed with this game. This will
I lose a toughness.
I can guarantee you this will not be the last time we play Doomsong. This is incredible. Also, I want to say a huge thank you to our wonderful guest, Dez.
Yeah, thanks. So fun.
Thank you for having me. I had fun. This is like the third time I've played with people outside of Theater of the Unaligned, so it's very exciting. Yeah.
Des, where
glad to
can
have
people find you on the internet? Where can people find what you do?
They can find Theater of the Unaligned, which I am in on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, all of the places. And you can enjoy things from me and my friends there.
Yay.
You guys also have your campaign out both on video and podcast form,
Yes,
right?
yes, we're also on Spotify and most other places you can find podcasts.
Amazing. I will link right now in the chat. I will link some socials links for the wonderful folks over at Theater of the Unaligned. Please go check them out if you haven't already. I can imagine there will be plenty more times you see the wonderful folks from Theater of the Unaligned. Because we did Chatwater ahead doing our character creation session, we won't be able to have a debrief for this one. But if you have thoughts about Doomsong, come post them in our Discord. I'll make a channel that is just Doomsong. So if you guys want to go in, you want to chat about it. Thank you so much again, and put your thumbs up, babies.
Ooh, I've got one.
You've got one?
It's very Doomsong specific in this, this episode specific. Okay.
I'll figure it out.
When searching for witches and other humdingers, remember to slice off all of the fingers.
That was good.